favorite filmmaker, George Lucas.
For what?
It's just, Patrick, you know for what? For producing the show, but also that's the way we end the show. It gives you a clean edit point.
For us to start.
Here's the thing.
The show is like sassy, right? I mean, this is when things get unbuttoned.
If it doesn't end in the next 30 seconds, I could see it going for hours.
George, hold on, I need to put up some new lights for the after.
Well, Wada, while you're doing that, I feel like George has been acting up a lot, and we need someone to talk to him.
Patrick, I'm trying to talk to you about something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want a mediator here. I want a mediator because I don't trust you anymore, George.
Better a mediator than a BB-8 hater.
It's a Julie Jamboree.
God. What? Wait a second. Wait a second. I've heard of Chewbacca Mom. I've heard of Chewbacca Mom who said she didn't have time to come on our show.
One of the few guests.
Julie?
Julie, why are you holding your phone like a Quibi? Turn it the other way. Thank you.
There we go. Darth Julie.
Oh no. Oh no. Happy Halloween.
Hollow Watto, but I'll take it. I'll take what I can get.
Hollow Watto.
There we go.
Oh boy. Julie famously can't hold her phone in selfie without doing an odd angle. This is a thing.
She is famous for that. Yes, that's what she is most known for.
Yeah, she can't do it. She can't do it straight on. What are you doing, Julie? Can you talk to George? He's got his knife out again, and it's too much.
Not too much, Patrick. I was about to pay you a compliment, Patrick.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
You edit these shows for YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So that's something you and I have in common, is that we're both editors. We know how to edit, right?
That's true.
But what's one of the things you got to know when you're editing?
I don't know.
You got to know when it's time to cut.
George. Julie, you've raised one of the ultimate bad boys. Patrick Patarat Patatouille Cotnoir.
I don't know if you can hear us. Can you hear us, Julie?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
She just doesn't
No,
like
but
it.
as the mother of a rebellious, bad-to-the-bone dude with a rude tooth, how do we keep George in line? How do we don't know how to steer him away from the wrong and towards the right.
I'm very concerned for you, Watto, that your friends have been taken away from you in this past week, and I don't see that he is feeling sorrow about that.
No, I'm still grieving, and it feels like he is still mocking me. He wears them.
Just feel like he's taking that Patrick route of worried more about his snacks than about friends.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you for crystallizing this. Julie, that's the problem. Both of them won't stop snacking. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to produce a show, okay? My priority is always just being the best announcer / sidekick I can be, and these guys are busy snacking.
Yes. And you're just eating discounted candy, Watto.
That's part of the show, though. It's a tax write-off.
Watto, do you write stuff off on your taxes from this show?
What don't I write off? I'll tell you what I don't do. Write on. Everything's a fucking write-off. Who do you think's paying my rent at the Dakota now?
Well, I mean, that brings up a good point. Hey, guys, if you're enjoying the show, there is a button down below that allows you to...
that says...
Yeah, my rent is $120,000 a month. I live at New York's most valuable real estate.
Yeah. If you guys want to donate, it does really help out. And I will say we do have some expenses coming up because I'm going to show y'all something.
Oh, no.
I'm going to show y'all something.
Julie, he better not tubing us right now.
I'm gonna tubing ya by showing you
Don't
way
tube
too
Don't
many
even joke about that,
no,
Patrick.
no.
manila envelopes filled with. I can't open them because I sealed them. The prints.
Wow,
that
what a showman.
We all got signed. We signed them all, and they're gonna be getting mailed out tomorrow.
Hugh Jackman's never gonna play him in a movie.
Why?
Because you just brought
They're
up
not
a
the
sealed
greatest
envelopes. You got everyone excited to see what's in those envelopes, and then you said, "Oops, I sealed them."
You,
Wait,
sir,
why
are
did you-
not the greatest showman.
Oh.
Patrick,
I'll open it. Sure,
Patrick,
I'll open it. Hang on. I'll open it.
Patrick,
I'll
did you?
open
No, Patrick, did you record the mid-90s hit "Kiss from a Rose"?
No, I didn't, George.
I think your name is Steele.
Julie, talk to
Patrick,
George a
you
little bit
opening
more.
mine?
Look at this.
Is that mine?
No, that's not yours.
It's for Dave.
Not mine.
It's for Dave. That is for Dave. Yours is in this pile, though.
Can we share what happened?
Yeah, we can share. Patrick sent these to Watto.
Yeah.
Had these basically couriered to Watto.
Correct.
Had a friend drop them off at the Dakota months ago, probably 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Said, hey, Watto, sign these and mail them to George so George can sign them.
And for the last month or so, Watto's been like, hey, sorry, I've been forgetting to mail them out.
Yeah. So Patrick had a car this week for the first time since the pandemic has started.
Yeah.
I don't know where Julie
Get
went.
fan art of Patrick and his car.
I don't know where Julie went. I think she'll be back, I assume.
The Ratmobile.
Went to Watto.
The Patmobile. That's great. Wow, that's a really great note. Let's get footage
The
of
Patmobile.
Patrick in the Patmobile.
This was my first time in Manhattan. Had not been there since March 10th. Visited Watto. Watto came out, said, hi, how you doing? I said, I'm doing okay. He said, yeah, it's been a week. It's been a long week. Grabbed the photos from Watto. I said, thank you so much for giving these to me, Watto. I really appreciate them. Took them back, brought them to Astoria, fully assuming he had signed them.
As did I.
Opened them up. One wasn't signed. So I said, maybe he just forgot to sign one. Two weren't signed. Maybe he just forgot to sign two. Julie is back, I believe. Audio only. Julie?
Hi, Julie.
Yes.
There she is.
The point of this story is Watto has
No, let me finish.
Okay.
Got all the way through and said, this is crazy. Watto didn't sign any of these. So then Patrick had to overnight these things to George in Marin County. George signed them all. He said he called the overnight guy back within an hour, mailed them back to Patrick, and then Patrick had to go drive back into Manhattan to go get the Watto and made Watto sign them in front of him. So he knew that he did it.
To be fair, Watto offered to sign in front of you for accountability. But the point of the story here is Watto has reached the point of lockdown brain where he no longer can differentiate between things he has done and things he has thought about doing.
And I was
like, I signed those a month ago. I put them back in the box. I've just been putting off mailing them out. And in fact, I had forgotten the key step.
Someone is saying, Patrick, I live like 6 blocks away from you. Can you just drop mine off? I'll say this. If you email thegeorgelucastalkshow@gmail.com, I'll send you my address and you can come pick them up if you want.
You still have the car, Patrick?
I do still have the car.
Would you be able to go in the car and drive it to their house now?
Live.
On stream?
Live.
I actually don't think I think my neighbor is actually blocking me in the driveway, so I actually don't think I can.
Oh, no.
But Julie was, when
Patrick,
I told Julie about this. What, Julie?
Patrick, will you drive mine to my house?
I will not drive yours to your house. No, you're not in my pod. I'm sorry.
When you told Julie.
Julie was mad that I was driving into Manhattan twice. That was a conversation that we had.
Now, I do want to say as a septuagenarian that, it gets hard to remember things. And there are times where I'll think, I don't remember that. Or I don't, it's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
But I will say that the entire time that I was signing mine, I was very cognizant of the fact that Watto could have possibly thought that he had done this because it took about an hour to sign them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you'd remember if you hadn't done this.
Yeah. This is the thing. Watto kept on thinking about, in the run up, the first couple of weeks when he was putting off signing it, Watto was thinking about like, oh, I could like sign them while I'm watching this thing. I kept on thinking like, oh, new episode of blank. I'll watch that, or I'll watch this movie while signing them. And then I thought that for enough times while not doing it.
You built an imaginary reality.
Right, because I had the thought of being on the couch. This is on the TV. I'm laughing, I'm watching, I'm signing them back and forth. I get them done over an hour or two. I truly, much like how I no longer can remember whether or not I have brushed my teeth 5 minutes after I brush my teeth. I don't know anymore.
Wait, I just thought of something.
What?
Julie, on your IMDb, you're always credited as herself. But I think this week is the first week where we can make you a character. Darth Julie.
So I can add to my list.
Yeah, yeah. So if anyone wants to add her to IMDb under Darth Julie, I'll say go for it. How did your PVC pipe go? We only talked about it briefly. To remind everyone, my mom dropped candy down a PVC pipe to trick-or-treaters this week.
Yes, your dad actually did it. You might even have a photo, Patrick, that you could share.
Okay, I'll look. Let's see.
Patrick's dad was a mad scientist, came up with this tube, got up on the step stool, and just pushed a bunch of candy down to these kids.
Yeah, here it is.
Patrick, should I tell them about not having glasses on?
Yeah, you can if you want. I'll pull up that picture. This is go ahead, start the story.
All right, so we had some great characters come by. We had an amusement-sized Pikachu come through. It was very cool. But I did not have my glasses on.
What's amusement size? How big is that?
Wait, what is amusement sized?
Like full size, like oversized, not a regular costume you would see on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like 7 feet tall. But I didn't have my glasses on that night because I had my mask on, you know, the whole George must know. In Watto, glasses fog up with the mask on.
Of course.
So this kid comes up with those big face, the oversized faces, and the character is in a jail suit. And at first glimpse, I thought that it was Donald Trump. And I said to the kid, I'm like, hey, can I take your photo? And they're like, sure. The parents are all excited and everything. I don't know if Patrick has that photo.
I'm going to pull it up. Here we go. She wasn't wearing her glasses.
Donald Trump.
Julie.
Oh, boy. Julie.
Not Donald Trump.
Julie, this...
Oh,
wait, is this a child dressed up?
That was also my question. Julie, is this a child dressed? It was a child.
Yes, like a teenager. It was a teenager.
This fucking
shocking.
Kid.
I was so upset.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good.
Can we say it? That costume is the winner of this week's Bad Bit Award.
Hey,
Bryson, get the bumper ready.
Bryson, we need a bad Bit Award.
And can we get more echo on
The
that?
factory's not open yet.
More echo.
The bumper factory. Open the bumper factory.
Open the bumper factory.
Why is there so much echo?
More echo.
Why is there so much echo?
Oh, there we go. Okay, someone thrown up for work.
I gotta take out Bryson. His echoes. I don't know what's going on.
Echoes terrible. Now, it's being speculated in the comments some time ago. Julie, maybe you can confirm this, that Patrick's grandfather invented the milkshake, and every time someone orders a milkshake, he gets a piece of the action. Is there any truth to that?
What?
The milkshake millions.
I don't know what that's about.
That's what Tom Sharpling said. He said your family is so rich, it's not even funny You invented the
Yeah,
milkshake,
never heard
and you
that.
make $1 every time someone orders one.
I didn't know that.
Let's get some fan art of Patrick's grandfather as Daniel Plainview in There Will Be Blood.
Yes.
It's crazy. Sharpling's coming at me from multiple angles. I'm getting comments.
You went at him pretty hard, Patrick. You went at him pretty hard yourself.
You went at them pretty hard.
I know. I gotta own up to it.
Yeah, let's get some fan art of Patrick owning up to it.
Yeah.
Julie, were you proud of us this week?
When?
Julie?
For what?
Julie?
Patrick?
Was I
what?
proud of you this week?
Yeah, were you proud of us
The
this week?
show?
The George Lucas Talk
Yeah.
Show, recommended by the New York Times.
Yes.
What a fancy
Proud of
bumper.
the show
Fancy
of
bumper.
the New York Times. Yes.
Why doesn't the bumper show the New York
So
Times
proud of
article,
all
though?
of you.
The
Thank you.
gray lady. The gray lady.
Why doesn't the bumper show the pages of the New York Times sort of like?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You think I had the print copy of the New York Times available?
I think you should. I think it's time for a special edition on that bumper.
We want to see those pages flapping around.
Yeah.
And I want the hands turning the pages.
No, none of this
to be
is happening.
White satin gloves.
I have the glove.
Can we see? How about this? Can we see Governor Cuomo reading the New York Times, and then have him get like a clip of him like saying like, "Oh boy," or like, "This is important." Like,
Yeah.
find a phrase from one of his from a clip of.
We'll start with him. He's reading the paper and he goes, "Today is Sunday," and then he goes, "Oh boy, this is important." And then you see the bump.
See what audio you have.
I'm-
What clips you have available of Cuomo that you can utilize. But I want it to look like Cuomo is reading the paper and then he sees our listing.
Yeah.
And he says,
Patrick, I'm worried that the bumper you just pitched might be too abrupt. There might not be enough context. So, Bryson, I would say back it up. Start the bumper with Cuomo waking up. He stretches
black and white. I want this
yawns.
black and white if you can. I like that vibe.
He kisses his wife. Time to get to work. You know my first job of every morning, reading the old gray lady. We then watch him brush his teeth. Has to brush his teeth first before the orange juice. He washes his face. He puts on his robe. His big bunny.
His daughters are there, both daughters.
He
The
kisses them
boyfriend.
both on the cheek. And then it's time to crack open
Pixelate the
gray
daughter's
lady.
faces though. We don't want to. We want to
Yeah.
make
No.
sure we
Okay.
respect the privacy.
Yeah.
But he's got to put on his newspaper gloves first, his fine white satin gloves. And with a sip of the OJ, and he goes, I love this OJ, not Simpson.
Whip pan to OJ Simpson. And he says, "Not me." Whip pan back.
I'm no longer taking notes because I will refer to this transcript later on.
Okay.
Great.
You better do it, Bryson.
This one's not happening tonight.
Listen, Bryson, all I want to say is if we ask you to bring this up and you say you don't have it, I don't want to see this bumper. I don't want to see that.
You're likely going to see that bumper.
Okay. Well, go
Bryson,
work on
Bryson,
it.
hold on. New pitch. You
Yes,
said
what?
you have the gloves.
I do have the gloves. Should I go get the gloves?
This is what I'm thinking. You get the gloves. Do you have any newspaper?
No. I have magazines.
No papers in the house?
No papers in the house.
What do you do for the bird cage? What do you do for your bird cage?
I don't have a bird cage, sadly.
You don't have a bird cage? You let your birds fly wild?
Yeah.
So you do have birds, Bryson.
We're not allowed to have them in the bumper factory.
You're
canary in the
confirming or you're
coal mine.
denying
No
you have
birds in the bumper factory.
No birds in the bumper factory, but you do
gotta
have
break
birds
down
and you let them fly wild?
If we had them, we would let them fly wild.
You don't have birds.
No,
Have you ever seen the movie The Birdcage?
I have.
Do you own a copy of it?
I was trying to think whether or not I had a copy of the Birdcage in the house, and I don't know.
Just
Do
for
you like
fun,
it?
can you go take a look and see if you have a copy of The Birdcage?
I will go look, George.
Thank
All
you.
right.
All right, Bryson,
Can
go
I
work.
make
I'll
the
do the-
pitch?
I'll do the
Wait,
bumper.
hold
I'll
on.
do the bumper.
This is the pitch. The pitch is table, copy of the birdcage on it. Newspaper slams down on the table, covers the birdcage. White satin gloves, flip through the pages, and then you pull audio of Andrew Cuomo saying something.
Yeah.
That
talks
is Watto
every
pitching
day.
a doable bumper.
That's a
That's
doable bumper. See, we're
the
not unreasonable,
idea.
Bryson.
All you need
Not
is a paper, a
unreasonable.
copy of the birdcage, 2 white satin gloves, and an Andrew Cuomo sound drop.
All right. Thank you for giving me a doable bumper.
Thank
Oh.
you. Julie, do you have any parting words for George and Watto?
Yes.
I feel like, what are they? Wait, Julie.
Dark
I just
Julie.
think they were being a little harsh on Bryson.
Oh, okay.
Why are we being
Thank you,
harsh on
Julie.
Bryson, do you think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Are you-
I think we lost
Can
Julie.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you. Keep talking. She's so bad at this. Julie.
Julie.
Be patient.
Darth
We're
Julie.
all night.
Oh, maybe we're not calling her Darth Julie. Maybe that's why she's not
Darth
responding.
Julie.
Darth
Dark
Julie.
Darth Julie.
I think I'm thinking about the point she raised, though.
I'll tell
Bryson,
you
can
why. I'll tell you why. She has muted herself. I don't know if she knows that or not.
Unbelievable.
That is
Wow.
why.
Sharpling just asked a question. What's the worst thing you found in Patrick's bedroom?
Oh,
We
boy.
gotta get Julie. Are you here? I think we gotta leave Julie.
Jersey Dave says, I see
I'm
her
here.
unmuting and then remuting.
Here.
Julie,
Don't click
You're
the mute
here.
button. That's a pro tip.
don't mute.
Okay, what are your parting words? They were being too mean to Bryson.
Also, what's the worst thing
I'm
you ever
here.
found in Patrick's bedroom?
Come on.
I have my parting words. Yes.
I hope they're
I
about
want
the
them to
worst
be
thing you found in Patrick's bedroom.
Nice. I mean, Bryson, at the age of 50, and he would not have a newspaper in his house.
There you go.
Right.
Parting
What's the
words.
worst thing you found in Patrick's bedroom?
I think we gotta let her go. Right? This is not good air.
What do
I
we
don't
care
know.
about air? We're not on CBS in the 80s.
That Darth Vader mask I was wearing tonight.
It's the worst thing.
Let's get some fan art of that being
Worst
discovered in
thing.
Patrick's bedroom.
Bye, Julie. Thank you.
It is unbelievable the way the mainstream media refuses to answer the tough questions about the worst things that Patrick that ever had in his bedroom. You see, what?
Guys, I know it's the after show, but guess what?
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 We have a guest.
What?
Guest?
Guest. One of our fun new games that we play is putting in the private chat how you want us to introduce you. It can be a goof.
Yeah.
It can be real. It's totally up
Yes,
to you.
spoof. Yes.
It could be a goof. It could be a spoof. Whatever you want.
Can be a
People
spoof.
first.
People are asking if it's Jeffrey Toobin. It's not Jeffrey Toobin.
We tried to book to him,
Tried to get the
and
two.
he thought he was on the different.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Watto, we got it.
Got it.
We got it. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is very tired. Please welcome Anthony Carboni.
Anthony.
Oh my goodness! Hello,
Hello.
How are you?
hello. Oh, Mr. Lucas, an honor as always
That's great to see you.
to see you. Patrick, wonderful to see you as well.
Always great.
Watto, we have never met, and I don't want to. I don't want to get too weird from the jump, but I just want to say, as a Jewish man,
Yeah.
growing up as a Star Wars fan, seeing you, representation is so important.
Yes.
So important, and it just to be in your presence is wonderful.
Would you say that without Watto, you never would have even dreamed of working for Star Wars yourself? That I was the first as a kid saying like, oh, maybe there is a place for me in this universe.
Yeah, well, because like Harrison Ford is half, and so I just knew he was too pretty and too and too goyish. You know what I mean? And I would never be there.
Which half?
You never know
you
with
don't
half.
know which half. Yeah.
But seeing you, I was like, oh, I could live in this galaxy. I could be there.
Yes,
and now I'm incredibly tangential to it, and my dream has 1% come true. So that's because of you.
Hey. Also, my computer just got unplugged, so I'm about to rustle underneath my couch to figure out what went wrong.
Oh boy. Anthony, Anthony, are you in Burbank or are you in Anaheim or are you in Orlando right now?
I'm in Anaheim. I don't want you don't want to be in Orlando right now.
No, that's true.
So, I'm at the one that's closed down and socially distanced and believes in science. I'm at that one.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, it's such a pleasure to be here and such a pleasure to be at on the post show that I wanted to bring something special for the people that stuck around, something from the office, something important. So this is
very fun.
The original Baby Yoda.
Oh.
What? Uh-oh.
Here he is.
Wow, I love your green screen work, Anthony. Is impeccable.
It's impeccable, right? I learned from the best.
Oh my God! Wait a second.
The way you can tell is he's got his friendship necklace.
This is true.
Okay.
He's got his best friend's necklace, and Pedro's got the other half.
Yeah.
And that's how you know.
Hang on, people are asking if Anthony's is a Force ghost.
It does look like a Force ghost, but
it is
trademark.
It is chapter 10 spoilers.
Oh, wow.
Anthony, if I'm not mistaken, according to canon, that necklace does not prove that your Baby Yoda is the original Baby Yoda. It only proves that your Baby Yoda is the Costco edition of the Baby Yoda. True or false?
This actually proves that it is the new remote control Baby Yoda.
Ooh.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What does
this bad boy do?
I have somewhere I have a wristband that I wear, and he'll follow around the wristband.
Wow.
What?
He also uses the Force now. He like shakes and like puts his arm out.
Wow.
I'm
He
wearing
makes little noises. He's trying to walk right now, but
show us the feet.
This is it. Canonically, these are his feet. Also, I shouldn't be doing this because you can't show feet on a Twitch stream. Oh jeez.
Oh no.
Watto, calm down.
Oh,
Anthony, I'll give you $1 billion if you can guess what wristband I'm wearing.
What, $1 billion?
$1 billion if you can guess.
He's got it.
Oh wait, I missed him. He just opened. He was doing the Force. I'm sorry. We'll do it later. You know when he does the Force, that's what they call it.
Doing sexy.
Now, do you regret releasing the Doing the Force novelty record in 2001?
Not at all.
No.
Right at the time when everyone was really happy with you, you put out that album.
Yeah.
2001, the perfect time for George to release a novelty album.
He released the novelty record, Doing the Force.
Yeah.
And you remember, if I remember correctly, Watto, it was you, Dexter Jetster, and
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. That's who it was.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember whether it was Ja Rule or Ludacris. Thank you.
Doing the Force. He's doing the Force now. Dr. Jetster will go, he's doing the Force.
I mean, speaking of Dexter Jetster, I feel like Anthony will appreciate the shirt I'm wearing.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. It's all on a hard drive somewhere.
All on a hard drive.
It's all on a hard drive somewhere. George, I'm gonna say that your wristband.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I don't know. It could be so many. Can you give me one hint? One wristband hint.
Well, I'll make it easier for you. I have two things on my wrist, and if you guess either of them, you get $1 billion. If you guess both, you get $2 billion.
Man, and you know, this is stressful because with most people, that's just like a fun thing to say. But with George, this could make or break me and my children and my children's children.
Yeah, $1 billion does not go as far as you would think.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It doesn't stretch very far these days.
You adjust your lifestyle before you know you're giving billions of it away to education. You're like, where does it all go? You know?
Yeah.
Anthony, also $1 billion isn't cool. You know what's cool? $1 trillion.
Shout out to Jay Beasy. I hope he's okay. Has anybody heard from him lately?
Haven't heard.
I hope he's doing all right.
Haven't heard.
Is one of them one of the Hasbro Force wristbands for the action figures?
George.
No, it is not. You get 5 guesses total.
The wildly popular Force Link.
Yeah. One of my buddies is the Han Solo voice for the Force Link.
Ooh,
really?
Yeah, because both of the Han Solos are very busy men, and so they brought in one of the Luke group to do the Han Solos for the action figures, and he sounds great.
Harrison says he'll only come in for voiceover if it's for a Lego video game. That's it.
That's it. He'll only do. He says I only do Lego. He's like I'll get out of bed for 2 people in the morning. It's George Lucas himself or Steven Lego. Anybody from Lego gives me a call and I'm there. He said he's a big fan. People don't know that.
Chips.
Yeah.
No Force Link.
Can you do
allegiance to Comtech chips?
Can you do a Han without doing Jack Ryan and Air Force One? Because I can't. I can only do like get off my plane, and then anything else I can't really do.
I mean, get off my plane
is a big part of it.
The pointing is a big get off my plane.
Yeah,
he's got this long pointer finger.
My wife.
Yeah. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be my wife.
Chewie, we have to get you home for Life Day.
Your wife.
Chewie, you're my wife. My wife, Chewie.
I cannot recommend highly enough the YouTube supercuts of Harrison being angry because someone has done something to his wife, either taken her away or she's gone, whatever it is.
George,
those are
guess number 2.
Guess number two. Guess number 2 is are you wearing one of the Disney Parks bands?
Magic band.
A magic band.
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay.
Am I allowed to give Anthony a hint, knowing that I don't know for sure? I don't know. I would just be giving him a hint.
You can give him a guess hint because it could be a misdirect.
I do know.
This would just be a hint based on my friendship with George. I don't know for a fact.
Okay.
This is all I would say, Anthony. George is famously diabetic, but even more than that, he famously hates it when democracy dies to thunderous applause.
I was going to say it's tangentially related to Harrison. I don't know if I'm right, though.
We're both just guessing.
It's definitely a non-watch wristband, though, right? This is not a timekeeping thing of any kind.
One of them is a timepiece.
And I believe that is related to my hint.
Could be Patrick, or you could be dead wrong. Because as you know, Patrick, you have a 50-50 chance of being right if it's based on the watches I've shown you.
Well, let's say this, Anthony. In the past, George has shown off different watches themed around Lucasfilm works. We don't know whether the watch he is wearing right now is or isn't one of the previously established watches. We don't know.
Ooh, and it's tangentially related to Harrison.
George, can I give a hint?
That's Patrick's guess.
George, can I give a hint?
You can give a hint. I won't verify whether your hints are helpful or not.
If it's either of the things that I think it is, both were produced by Rick McCallum.
But that doesn't narrow it down.
All good things were produced by Rick McCallum.
That man knew how to say that man knew how to say yes like nobody's business.
Anything worth wearing on a wrist was produced by Rick McCallum. That doesn't narrow it down at all.
It's got to be one of the Burger King regarding Henry collectible wristwatches.
Wow.
Did you ever? Did you get all four?
That is a deep JJ cut.
I don't think that's it.
I don't think that's it. That's three guesses.
Actually, so wait, they merchandised regarding Henry?
Yeah, you would go to Burger King.
Well, you know.
And it was right around the same time, you know, it was right around the same time they were doing like the really nice glass collector's glasses, like the Batman Forever ones. And you would say, I'll take a value meal, make it large, and then also throw in one of those regarding Henry watches.
Well, I'll tell you this.
And a cardboard crown.
I mean,
it was called a deal you'll never forget. That's what the promotion was. A deal you'll never forget.
It would have been so easy to do a tie-in, but he's not even wearing a watch in this picture. I believe this is from regarding Henry.
The fact they didn't make little toys of that dog is crazy. Ritz Crackers should have been selling all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I will say this.
I remember Spielberg supposedly visited the set of Regarding Henry and pointed at the dog and was like, "That's your main character.
That's it.
You've got to reshoot because that's the main character. That's what I want to see."
I'm searching on eBay. The most expensive regarding Henry item is a signed Laserdisc cover. It's $500. Harrison has signed this. Just the Laserdisc cover is signed.
No disc.
The second.
That's actually the least expensive Harrison Ford autograph you can buy. It's devalued by being on the Regarding Henry Laserdisc.
The second most expensive thing that comes up with Regarding Henry eBay search is a signed letter from 1895 by Senator Henry Cabot Lodge regarding Japanese torture.
How much is that?
Wow. That is $2.99. So that's a bargain compared to the regarding Henry.
Can we tell if the letter can we tell if the letter is pro or anti-Japanese torture? Just by the item description.
Is it regarding torture in Japan, torture of Japanese people? Which one is it?
I'll go ahead and do a blind reading of this.
Yeah, please do.
All right, so
before I shell out $300,
March 29th, 1895. My dear sir, I've recently received your letter of February. Let me see if this is a letter from. Yeah, it's a letter from. I've recently received your letter of February 20th, written from Bombay, and I've read it with very great interest. Mr. Denby's opposition to the surrender of the young Japanese was made perfectly clear by his letters, which were sent into Congress in reply to my request, and those letters do him the greatest possible credit. I am greatly interested to know from you that he told you that they did actually torture the young man, and also that the only evidence in their possession was the tracing of a map of Manchuria. The surrender of those two Japanese is one of the most indefensible things of which our government, he misspelled government, has...
George, can I just say something?
What?
Indiana Jones and the Map of Manchuria is a pretty good title.
It really does.
Might have finally cracked five. Might have finally cracked five there.
Put me in the writer's room.
I haven't been this at the edge of my seat since Chancellor Valorum last filibuster.
Yeah, George, can I get you to do it faster and more intense?
All right. Such an utterance as that of the Springfield Republican is a pitiable example of the length to which
George,
partisanship. Yes.
Can you put a little stank on it?
Well,
that's a good note.
By its tradition,
that's a good note.
To be incapable of sustaining such a cruel act as the delivery of those students. With many thanks for your letter. Believe me, very truly yours, H.C. Lodge. And that's the letter. I will say that letter in its own way is kind of a clue. Me reading that letter is kind of a clue to one of my wrist pieces.
There's no way I'm going to get this. I have two more guesses and there's no way I'm going to get this.
Just me reading that to you is kind of in keeping with the spirit of one of my wrist pieces. Actually, both in a way. I'm not seeing any of these Burger King watches, though.
George, that was a very educational letter.
They're very rare. I've got an eBay alert set up for the Regarding Henry watches because they come up so rarely.
Well,
and you got to snap them up.
You shouldn't have told me about them because I'm going to win those auctions now.
It's true.
Very educational letter, and I really think you should do more educational things.
Right, absolutely. Well, I give most of my money educational.
Are you wearing a Young Indiana Jones thing?
Boom! You just got yourself $1 billion.
Oh wow! Shit. Oh my God,
Anthony! Congrats on your first billion.
All my debt is gone.
What is the other thing, George?
Yeah, what's the other thing?
What's the other one?
Well, that's where you think I'm going to give that away. That's a second billion.
But it looks like it's like a chain. It's like a dog tag chain.
Memento Mori in chat wants to know if they can borrow $5. And let me tell you something: you don't get rich and stay rich by giving money away. Okay, buddy.
Thank you.
Pull yourself up from your bootstraps. You know what I'm saying?
Only give money to educate.
That other thing looks sort of like a dog tag.
You have guesses left?
Yeah, it looked like a dog tag, George, like some kind of World War II dog tag.
Maybe it's that dog from.
Is this a Red Tails thing? Are you wearing a Red Tails thing?
Oh,
baby!
$2 billion.
Wow. I thought you were showing off one of those I voted wristbands. I thought that's what you were going to do.
Mm-hmm. No, he's too rich. He's too rich to vote. He's too rich to vote.
No, but George loves politics, and he was always. Star Wars was always political.
Yeah, it was always political.
It was always
fair. That's fair.
George is a big lefty.
Big classic San Francisco liberal.
I miss Young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll come back.
Here, I said it.
Great time for it.
Still a lot of stories to tell.
Oh, wow. I do want to say, we just got something on Twitter. It's from Meg Anderson. It is a Watto blue jack-o'-lantern. With Watto's sunglasses on, his After Dark sunglasses on.
Wolfman Watto, or as he'd be known tonight, Werewolfman Watto.
Wow. That's so good.
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Anthony, you hosted the Mandalorian thing this week. The Mandalorian premiere.
I hosted the Mandalorian premiere, the red carpet fan event, which was it was wonderful and it was very weird. It was very weird because because of 2020 and doing everything virtually, and I'm standing alone on a red carpet and guests are like calling in via Zoom, and it was very strange. But I think I don't think it felt as weird as I thought it was going to feel, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was a little weirded out by it. And then when I got in and did it, I was like, oh, this is still a lot of fun. But it's
where were you? You were in like a big
I was at the Dolby Theater.
Yeah, which is crazy.
They had the Dolby Theater. Well, I think the reason they had the Dolby Theater is they actually had Ludwig Göransson come in with an orchestra and play the Mando theme. So having that in the Dolby, my part didn't need to be in the Dolby Theater, but as long as we already had the Dolby Theater, you know what I'm saying?
I wish they had showed it. I wish they had just shown the big empty theater with you in there.
It was very strange, man. Yeah. It was very strange.
I feel like so many of the live performance shows, game shows, and TV shows, they talk about the theater is pretty empty, but they're reusing stock footage of audiences from prior seasons, like Masked Singer and stuff. And I'm like, you cowards, to own the fact that it's very weird that you're doing the Masked Singer for an audience of 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to, I do kind of love when they do like daytime talk shows or something like that right now. And you can hear like the 4 people on the crew laughing at a joke.
Right.
Because that's the way it should be right now.
Yeah.
It's the one time in history, for however long this goes on, that these shows are going to be this way.
Well, I think you either need to show what's real, or if you're going to fake it, they should cut to a full audience, but everyone's coughing and infecting each other.
Yeah.
And you'll see, like, by the end of the show, like, a third of the audience is dead.
Yeah.
Just to get the message across, you know?
Cut from, instead of footage of the audience from a previous episode, cut to that part where all the zombies are getting on top of each other in World War Z.
Yeah.
Heading for the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should.
I'm realizing the way you have the Senate in the prequels, George, could be a model for theater going in the future, where everyone's in their little pod and you can maneuver it away from someone else. So if you hear the ET senators coughing, you and your little senator bubble can go.
Senator Grebleeps just coughs a little bit, and everybody just.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's odd though, man. I do like when shows are owning up to it, and I do like that shows are kind of being like, hey, we're doing a show because I don't know, because that's what we do for a living, and we all kind of want to watch shows, but like, let's not pretend like it's safe to go to a show.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
I think the only way that it's safe to go to a live show is if it's Saturday, if it's at night, and if the show is live. I think those are the only three things that make audiences feel safe to go to it. Those would be
Did you have you guys already talked about like the way they're getting around that, where they're like, everybody is basically signing a thing where they're like a paid extra?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so fucked.
And it's also, but they're also only first responders, right? Like, I guess the idea is it's nice. Has that stopped?
I believe only the floor is first responders.
Interesting. Because there was a sketch last night on the Mulaney episode about, like, Thank You, New York.
Yeah.
Whereas they called out different types of first responders, they got, like, bumps from the audience. And it was, like, clearly a thing that the audience wasn't supposed to be applauding at, but they were like, we're doctors!
Yeah. One of them very clearly said, that's me. I am a nurse. And I was like,
so that's why, So only the people on the floor first responders. Can you imagine that they're getting tested very regularly because of their job? But then
they're
the
also
people
the
who are
people
up
I
the
want
upper-
doing a group thing the least.
Thank you.
Yes, the first responders deserve a nice little treat. If they're SNL fans, it's nice that they get to see it as a treat. But also, like, they shouldn't be in a huge group and mixing with people that aren't first responders if they don't need to.
Counterpoint.
Counterpoint.
Someone is saying, I didn't realize Jim Carrey's a first responder. He's a fire marshal.
Yeah.
Whoa. Facts.
They don't do the show because it's safe. They do the show because it's 11:30 on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to disagree with you, Patrick. I don't think that's the show that is safest for an audience. I think the only show that is safe for an audience right now is if it's on a planet. That planet is made of scum and is live.
There it is.
That's true. We were talking early on. We were like, should we have a bunch of doctors in each of our houses? We thought about it, but we felt like it was probably not a good idea. So I'm glad that someone else
I mean, I would just for my own peace of mind, I'd like to have a bunch of doctors at my house right now, but yeah, probably not great. We did a couple weeks ago. I did a charity show, and it was like a talk show. It was called Bright Spot Live, and the whole thing we were doing was like doing a talk show around the weirdness of how you shouldn't be doing a talk show right now. And so my audience was like one person at the Dynamic Typewriter here in LA, all the way in the back. And I was just like shouting out, it's like, how are you doing, Rachel? And she's like, it's good. It's a good show.
How many hours long?
Weirdness.
How many hours long was your charity show?
This was just a 90-minute show because we were trying to do a talk show format. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but then how long was the after show?
Yeah. How long was the after show then?
Oh, how long was it? We didn't do an after show.
Oh, so
I guess what I'm asking is how much longer than The Irishman is your show?
My show was actually only I guess 38 to 40% of an Irishman.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Does it even legally qualify as a talk show?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think, I'm working up baby steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't done my reps yet. I don't have the strength. I don't have the mental fortitude yet to pull off a George Lucas show.
Now, Anthony, we should talk. You're an expert streamer.
An expert, an absolute expert.
What should we be doing?
You're a streaming master.
What should we be doing to make us expert streamers?
Yeah.
What are your big tips?
I mean, I can't see anything wrong right now, really.
Do you think having a Strange Magic poster is a good thing for a streaming show or a bad thing for a streaming show?
It's good for the Twitch algorithm.
Okay.
The Twitch algorithm heavily favors Strange Magic.
Yeah.
So that's
I mean,
good.
Can we address the big story in the news?
I think we should.
Strange
What's
Magic has once again been yoinked from Disney Plus. It was available on day one, Disney Plus launch. Then it disappeared. Then it reappeared. Then we watched it for charity, and now it's gone again.
It's moving to stars.
Strange Magic only appears when it's most needed, Watto.
Well,
when there was one set of footprints in the sand, Watto. That's when Strange Magic was carrying you.
And the Strange Magic was the friends we made along them.
Anthony, what's your take on Strange Magic? You love it or you like it?
My take on Strange Magic is I do like Strange Magic. All right. In all honesty, I do like it.
Good. It's good.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun, and it's fun, and it's weird, and it's different. And anything that's fun and weird and different, I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And does that mean it's good? Does that mean it's great? Yeah, probably. I have impeccable taste.
Yeah. I'd say it's easily the best Touchstone Pictures release in decades.
That's fair. That's fair.
At least over a decade.
Let me just look up.
The Invisibles?
No, let's wait. Let's wait. I wanted to look this up. Everyone quiet.
We'll take the time.
No, I just wanted to see. I couldn't remember what Regarding Henry was released under. It was not Touchstone. It was not Touchstone. So we're okay.
You're right though. It feels like a Touchstone picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It definitely feels like Regarding Henry should have been Touchstone if it wasn't.
TriStar?
Let's find out together as a family.
Here we go.
Yeah, maybe
Everyone quiet.
The Pegasus.
It was released under Paramount. It's just released Paramount Picture.
Paramount. It's basically like an Indiana Jones movie, basically.
It's indistinguishable, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
They should have done more with that dog, though. The more I think about it, they really didn't use that dog enough.
They could have named the dog Indiana.
Patrick, why were you telling us all to be quiet?
Because I wanted Anthony to have peace while he was looking up things.
I need absolute silence while I Google.
We did get. Let me show some fan art we did get. Anthony, earlier they asked for me driving my car.
Okay.
Me driving the Patmobile. It's a little pig car because they call me Pig Trick Oink Oink sometimes.
Yes,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just need to show these so we can.
Would.
Here's another one from our friend at Pizza Toilet. This is doxing my neighborhood. And
actual picture. That's not fan art. That's an actual picture.
No. I think there was one more. Hang on one sec.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here it is. It's from our buddy Sarah Clev. There we go. There I am driving a little piece of cheese.
That car
I believe. Oh boy. Yeah, after one nap, it'll be snapped to pieces. Patrick, check your text, because there's another piece of fan art I sent you above the jack-o'-lantern, the Watto lantern.
Oh, yes. Well, we should tell Anthony what happened last week, Watto.
Anthony.
Watto.
Have you ever had to deliver bad news on one of your streams? They're usually fun. You're celebrating the culture.
Yeah,
you rarely have to deliver tragic news, right?
I've never had to break any tragic news. No.
Have you ever had tragic news happen live on the stream before your very eyes?
No, I can't say that I have.
Don't try.
We lost 3 very good friends last week on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
George brutally murdered 3 of our best friends in front of our eyes.
George, no.
Inflatable BB-8. The really big inflatable BB-8 known as Big Boy 8.
Oh no, he's gone. We lost him.
Two shot.
He was 2 shots.
He's gone.
Gone. Oh no, Lucas.
George,
did you cut the cord?
George cut the cord. George cut the cord.
He cut the cord.
This knife guy. Who would have thought that George would become a knife guy? Irregular Mutt Williams, this guy.
Remember when I called Anthony an expert streamer?
Yeah.
And he left the stream.
George cut the cord. What are you slicing, George, now? And not still an apple!
Oh my gosh.
What we're going to talk about now?
What are we going to talk about?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stream expert streamer Anthony Carboni.
Anthony!
George,
Expert streamer.
Expert streamer.
Never had a problem. Never will.
George stabbed a bunch of our inflatables, Anthony.
The BB-8,
Tell me-
the Big Boy 8, and the Darth Maul chair.
What's up? What's up with this BB-8 murder? That's the first. I want to know not one but two BB-8 murders.
Here, I'll show you a
Lethal
clip
in the
really
mix.
quick. We'll show you a really fast clip.
Right.
He did that a few times, but that's just one very quick. I just wanted to. It was not fun.
You think you're
Stabbed it.
Yeah, he became a
Pocket
boy.
knife.
You think you're untouchable.
Yeah.
Was that a touchstone picture? Hold on.
Well,
my
let me
buddy
bring
Brian
up-
did that. My buddy Brian did the Untouchables.
George,
Wow.
look at this.
Oh.
Right.
From the great CBC 9000, who made our little puppets.
Oh, that's amazing.
Um,
What was the motivation there, George? Was it just to
We've
feel
been trying
something?
it's a great
To
puppet.
unpack this.
It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year. The week before I debuted the large inflatable BB-8, and these guys thought it'd be fun. I was very proud. I inflated it on camera on the stream.
Right?
The
Took a
Big
long
Boy 8.
time. Big Boy 8.
Big Boy.
He was almost as tall as me, and maybe taller. And
Wow.
everyone
I think
ignored it
was
for a
pool-
bit.
It was a pool, like, what do you call it? Like a floaty.
Floaty. It was a
It was a
floaty.
huge pool floaty. Yeah.
And everyone ignored it. They said it was a fun bit we're doing where we ignored it. So that sent me a message that, oh, you want me to get your attention, huh?
George, don't take the anger out on the BB-8 because we're ignoring it. If you wanted to stab somebody, you should have stabbed Patrick.
George, anger leads to hate. And you know what hate leads to?
Suffering.
Suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also I was it was also the end of 2020 has been a hard year for everybody. I've been doing these out on the screen porch here at the ranch, and this is drawing to the end of that, and I felt like I needed to mark the occasion and let off some steam.
Now he's indoors.
Yeah, now I'm indoors. And
Is it because you can't face that porch now that you've committed 3 murders on it?
I may never go back to it. But that's the thing. I'm an editor. I'm an editor, and an editor needs to cut.
I guess. I mean, look, you're operating on a plane creatively that we all can't understand, and so I have to give you the pass on that one, and believe that you did the right thing. I also have to ask. This is a quick lightning round touchstone.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer, the Gun and Betty Lou's handbag or Captain Ron?
Captain Ron. Captain Ron.
Captain, aye, Captain.
That's
Without
a Captain
question.
Ron, right?
Captain Ron. Yeah.
Captain Ron or Life with Mikey?
I just saw Life with Mikey during quarantine.
I like Life with Mikey, but Captain Ron.
Captain Ron.
The title.
You go Captain Ron over Life with Mikey? I might go Life with Mikey.
No, I didn't say it was easy, but I'm going my gut. I think having Martin Short play the straight man to Kurt Russell is a bold play.
Yeah. Captain Ron or the Jerky Boys movie?
Oh, this is tough.
That's tough, right?
That's tough. It's not easy, but Captain Ron is going to keep
Captain Ron.
Captain
the
Ron.
title.
Yeah, it's
Captain Ron.
but that's equally hard.
Maybe
I
I'm just
can't choose
respecting the
between them.
rank. It might be that I'm respecting the rank too much. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The Jerky Boys, I don't think any of them ever got any military no.
But you don't know. You never saw them.
Yeah.
Oh, you probably see them in the movie. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, in the movie. Come on.
In the movie you see it,
Emotion.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it
These are
being
all
very
touchstone-
similar to
these
like
are all
the
touchstone releases.
these are touchstone releases. And they're all very close to one another. These are all within the early 90s. Cabin Boy also.
Oh,
Now-
George.
You know what? I'm going to put Cabin Boy above Captain Ron.
Same here.
I think Cabin Boy is maybe Cabin Boy and Splash, maybe the watermarks of the high watermarks of Touchstone Pictures, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, if we're proving anything here, it's that Touchstone was at their best when they were on the high seas.
Hey, monkey, why you want?
George. Wow. Anthony, have you been to the ranch?
No, and it's not something I wanted to bring up with George here on the show. It's a little bit of
ranch. Have the chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll drive up tonight. We'll see what happens when I get to the gate.
Well, you'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd rather quarantine on the ranch than my apartment. For sure.
That's true.
Stroll the vineyards, you know?
Yeah. Try some of the wine.
Try some of that Skywalker wine.
Ooh.
But now, Anthony, you have met George before.
I have met George before. I've interviewed George 3 times previous to this. This is my first time being interviewed by George, which is fun.
I don't think of this. I think this is just a conversation. I don't think of this as me interviewing you.
Well, that's why you're a master interviewer.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like a casual conversation between 4 guys on webcams when it's really so much more.
You were part of, I think, one of the most memorable George moments in the last few years, though.
Oh, was this the "We'll Crush You"?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. So this was the do you remember this, George?
Yeah, I'll crush you like a bug.
Yeah, I'll crush you like a bug.
Frank,
This was
you were talking to Frank, right? Marshall?
Yeah, well, I was interviewing you, and Frank Marshall walked by. This was on the Force Awakens red carpet.
Yeah.
2 of my favorite moments of all time happened on that Force Awakens red carpet. But Frank walked by and kind of ducked into your interview and was like, "Remember that Jurassic will win. We're gonna beat you." And you looked at him steely-eyed, cool as a cucumber, and you said, "I'll crush you like a bug."
I'll crush you like a bug. And we did. He had
There it is.
And the thing is, I had the record at both ends that year. Star Wars Force Awakens was at the top. And Strange Magic held the record for the lowest grossing CGI animated movie to ever be released on 3,000 screens.
It's like EGOTing. You want bookending is just as hard
like,
as EGOTing.
I can go as fast or as slow as you want.
Hey, George, we got a comment here. It
Yeah.
says the New York Times brought me here.
Whoa.
Welcome.
You know what that means?
Yourself.
It's time to play our bumper.
The George Lucas Talk Show, recommended by the New York Times.
Y'all are so classy now.
So classy.
This is that old bumper, though. Bryson's still working on the new bumper.
That's like watching the 77 cut of New Hope.
Where do you keep that, by the way? You have it. Where do you keep it?
Working on it.
Put the helmet back on.
Where do I keep it? Oh,
yeah, because you say that it doesn't exist. You say that it doesn't exist, but there's one somewhere.
There is one. It's in the toilet. It won't flush. The whole print is in a toilet.
And you just refuse to have a plumber out.
I just no, because he'll want to wash it. That's the problem. Is I got myself into this. I'm like, a plumber's going to want to see. Everybody wants to see it.
George, did you just throw it? Did you just throw it in, or did you like try to snake it down?
No.
It's way up out. Like it doesn't even fit. You got to angle it, break it a little to.
He's tried everything. At one point, he had a beautiful 70mm print, and it was on a toilet paper roll. And he said, "Let me just put a little bit in the hole of the toilet and flush, or suck it all down." And it almost immediately clogged.
Yeah.
But it caught. He got through the Jabba scene. So Jabba scene is gone. There's no more Decker Mulholland. He doesn't exist anymore. We can never see it. Yeah.
Wow. The amount of history that must be in your plumbing.
Oh, yeah.
Gone.
I worry that somewhere out there a bunch of alligators are like found how to work a projector. You know what I mean? Like down in some sewer system somewhere, there's a bunch of like they're like threading a projector and they're like watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Best case scenario,
giant goldfish lined up to watch. Yeah.
Best case scenario, we get some mutant alligators that like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they don't learn karate, but they learn about Star Wars.
I'm unfamiliar with what you're talking about.
Anthony, they're, turtles, right? The little guys.
I am aware of turtles.
Think about bigger.
How
big?
Bigger? Like twice as big?
6 feet tall.
6 feet tall.
I
turtle.
think canonically they're about 5'2". They're shorter than most humans.
Okay, but still bigger than a regular turtle.
Now are we talking about would they be 5'2" when they were animated, but then like when they were CGI, would they be like 7'3"?
I would say that. I think if they look real, they're probably a little bit shorter. If you're like those guys, bunch of ones and zeros.
Can I point out 2 good comments in the chat here?
Yeah,
People asking why George hasn't gotten the toilet fixed since he tried to flush the original Prince of Star Wars down it. Back to back, Messina Brothers. George has a history with home contractors. Waff Stewart. He had a bad experience the last time he invited a skilled tradesman into his home.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Back to back comments.
I don't know if we want to bring that one up with Anthony. I feel like we can probably move past that one.
It's weird because my connection is getting like real flaky.
Yeah, crazy.
And it's like, it's real strange.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, they're bigger turtles.
Bigger turtles. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
They know karate and stuff. Don't worry about it. You can look it up if you really want to.
I'll look it up. It sounds fun. It might be up my alley.
Yeah. Anthony, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh God. As a kid, it was 3PO. But then, like I said, seeing Watto on screen, it was like a reflection of myself as a proud Jewish man.
Sure.
Right.
And
you were like, this guy's at least got uncle energy.
Yeah. I felt like we had been to every Passover together. You know what I mean? Like you and I. I felt like
passed me the bitter herbs at some point.
Exactly. Dayenu, I have said to Watto 100 times in my life.
Dayenu, baby.
But yeah, as a kid, it was definitely 3PO.
Yeah.
It was something. I was like a very nervous kid and a very kind of like a very nerdy kid. And I was very into rules. Like I was very worried that if the rules were broken, things would go off the rails. Protocol. Yeah, and so seeing 3PO, I was like, everybody should be nicer to 3PO. That was my main takeaway as a kid.
Were you happy that 3PO got? I felt like 3PO got a lot of play in Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was nice to see him given some poignancy and also some comedy.
Yeah, I loved that scene. I love that. I do. I can't help it. I love that. I love that Babu Frick. I love that Babu Frick.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, you are showing off that you have the newest Baby Yoda. You were pretending it was the original Baby Yoda.
I was, but
even you had to admit it's the newest Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something, Anthony.
I think they're going to get Frick stuff.
Oh, I hope so. I love that Babu.
Do you have one of these?
Hey! No, I don't. I love that though. I love it though.
You have one of these?
No, I don't have that either. So, my oh, that's so good. Hey!
Hey! Remember I go black.
So we have a I'm very lucky in that because I go to these things and I also like host things like the Mando Monday where like we unwrap and unbox all this stuff for the first time. Yeah. I do get to keep a small portion of it, but I have my co-host Andy.
One portion.
One portion. That's all I get. My co-host Andy and I decide we're like, hey, who's truly the one who loves this character more? I'm sure, Patrick, at your day job, this is a thing that happens between people as well.
True. Yeah.
Where it's just like Andy and I had a discussion and Babu Frick stuff definitely went to Andy.
Wow.
It was very important to her.
Who gets all the bartender stuff?
That's probably Scott. That's probably.
That's right.
Our showrunner, Scott Bromley.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because I know that the season premiere of Mandalorian. Careful, little minor spoilers for people who haven't seen it yet. So if you haven't seen it, leave the stream or mute us for the next.
Just leave. Just leave. Don't come back.
Leave. Just
No,
leave.
Never
but
come
you
back.
can come back in an hour. So they're gone now.
Hang on, George. George, since they're gone.
Yeah.
Hey, Bryson, can I show them?
Yeah.
The George Lucas Talk Show, recommended by the New York Times.
I want individuals to be informed so they make the right decision.
I mean, that's pretty good, Bryson. It's not exactly what I asked for, but it's good enough. I'll let you slide this time.
Sorry, Watto.
For a first pass, I gotta
Oh,
say.
he got the gloves!
That's pretty good, Bryson.
I asked for white glove treatment on this bumper, Anthony. Oh, he's clocking out from the bumper
Bless
factory.
him.
Wait, you're saying he's clocking out of the bumper factory?
Oh, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
That one really lingers, doesn't it? He holds a long time.
I thought that was done. That had, but it held. It had the had the courage to hold. You know what I mean in that moment.
Yes.
Wait, are you Watto? Is that coming out of the box?
Yeah.
Wow.
The only reason I hadn't
be a good-
unboxed it is because it hadn't come
We
up
have an
on the
unboxing
show
bumper.
yet.
We don't have an unboxing bumper.
Out of the box. Out of the box is a great. That we need a bumper for out of the box.
So wait,
Coming out
Anthony,
of the box.
we're talking about how good C-3PO's arc was in Rise of Skywalker. Did you know he was in Force Awakens too?
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's got the red arm though. So
I didn't recognize him. Yeah.
You might not have recognized him with the red.
Did you okay? But like, did you read the comic story and the novel about the whole why he has the red arm and
I read
the poignancy of droids getting their memories wiped over and over? It was good.
Anthony, my man, I played the DLC Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens video game level. I know how he got that arm. Okay, I played through.
That is the only version.
Trophy.
Yeah.
That is the only version of the telling of that story that Harrison Ford approves of.
Yes.
That's the only one.
Right.
Bro.
I mean, I remember.
If you ask him about any Star Wars video game, I don't care about that shit.
Yeah.
Wookiee cookies? I know about Wookiee cookies.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw the screen.
Get off Wookiee cookies are my wife. I don't know. I can only do.
Wait, can someone edit a clip? I don't care how you do it of him saying "Get off my Wookiee cookies."
Yeah, there's got to be a way. He must talk about cookies and regarding Henry or something.
No, George. George, you don't know about this. You probably didn't play the video game.
No.
Harrison does the voice in the Lego Force Awakens video game, and there's a level where you need to find Chewbacca's Wookiee cookies. And Harrison says, Harrison is like, "We need to go get the Wookiee cookies." Like he fully commits to it.
Well, he's a craftsman. For Harrison, acting is all about the craft.
That's true.
Can I also ask while someone's at work, can someone do the clip of him saying, "Get off my wife"?
Phenomenon or Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion?
Romeo and Michelle.
Romeo and Michelle. No question.
Yeah. When I saw the first time I saw Force Awakens the screening, I had a complicated reaction. But when I saw 3PO's red arm, I instantly thought, a red arm. I've heard of red tails, but red arm?
George, I never know when you've reached for the disc. Because it's not like you're holding it in your hand for 2.5 hours. But somehow, right, I never see your eye line budge. I never
digital
see
magic.
you readjust.
Yeah.
Your weight never shifts. Suddenly, it's just in your hand.
Is it in your hand right now, George?
Nope.
Wow.
What about right now?
Yeah. That was Radio Land Murders. That was the trick.
Little trick.
Yeah.
Con Air or Face Off?
Ooh, Con Air.
Face Off.
Face Off.
It's Face Off.
Watto?
I go Con Air, but it's tight.
It's tight. It's real tight.
is tight. The cast of Con Air is just such a dream.
Yeah.
It's so
hard
good.
to turn down.
It really is.
Oh
but
man, Jason is running
much
away
like-
with the comments.
Much like George and I, diabetes plays a big part of it.
Yes.
So, you know.
That's true. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
That was a good thing.
That's very good.
That's the other thing about Con Air, the authenticity. He's got that sort of kitchen sink realism that I can't turn down.
Somebody's like that for good Forrest Gump. Thanks, Dan.
Now the question I was going to ask before about Mandalorian, the season premiere features Timothy Oliphant, and also W. Earl Brown plays the bartender, and it's sort of in a way a Deadwood reunion. Would you anticipate that we're going to see more? Because that was fun, but I like it. It made me wonder whether or not any of like when we see Amy Sedaris again, maybe we'll see Stephen Colbert show up and for a little
Paul
strange
Dinello.
Andy, Paul Dinello. Are we going to?
I was thinking that you were going to ask, are we just going to see more and more Deadwood? Like to the point, like next episode, like the firewood man is in the background, just like delivering stuff from house to house. Like, I'd love to see
even just like a piece of dead wood.
Yeah. Or are they going to start like throwing the C word around?
I think it's, you know what? I think it's time.
Yeah.
Like,
George,
I think, are they, I mean, Disney Plus is notoriously family friendly, but the fact that they would allude to Deadwood in that way makes me think it's a matter of time before they just start throwing that word around.
Some
George
off-world
basically
Jawas calling each other cocksuckers.
George basically wants every episode of The Mandalorian to turn into Josh Gad's Reunited Apart. It's just different casts getting back together in Star Wars now.
Well, I wonder who are some of the other guest stars who've been announced for season 2. Patrick, I assume you know this.
I think we should avoid this for Anthony's job security. I feel like we shouldn't talk about anything.
That's why I asked you, Patrick. That's why I asked you.
I can sit back and do one of these because I know what rumors are out there and everything.
Okay.
I'll just sit back.
Okay.
Patrick, I wouldn't ask you if Thanos is coming back.
Oh, it's cute. You think they tell me that stuff?
Is he coming back?
I think we got Rosario.
It sounds like he's deflecting. Is Thanos coming back?
Wow, Thanos is coming back.
Guys,
I hope Deadline isn't watching.
I'll say this:
Back for more snap.
They give me a lot of leeway about this show, so maybe let's not talk about it.
Okay. That means he is.
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff, maybe. We got Rosario, maybe. We got what's her name? The wrestler. Oh God, Anthony, I don't want you to say it, so I'm gonna just look it up. God, shit.
What's her name?
What's her name? Her name is
Rhonda.
Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks.
Oh.
Maybe.
But I mean, two of the big rumored names both were in the first episode.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Right.
So I'm saying those were like two of the heavy rumors, and people are like, I don't know. Cross those off the list.
Yeah.
Are any of the cast of The Affair going to be on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Maura Tierney. I'd love to see Maura Tierney.
Yo,
Maura Loria.
I fucking love Maura Tierney.
Yeah.
Be a good Mandalorian guest star.
I fucking love Maura.
We're gonna get Joshua Jackson as Mr. Bones showing up.
Yeah, we're gonna get any of those Gilmore girls gonna join. Are we gonna get any of those Gilmore girls?
Yeah.
Maura Tierney is making me realize. I want full news radio reunion on Mandalorian. I want to see Stephen Root, Maura Tierney, Vicky Lewis.
Yeah,
hey, and you know that Joe Rogan is so hot right now.
Perfect timing.
It's perfect timing.
Well, I mean, Bill Burr showed up on Mandalorian. There's no reason that Joe Rogan couldn't be next.
No, it's like I hear it's going to be all of your biggest podcasters.
Hang on, guys, I got a
Mandalorian. Oh, you got a question?
What? They Spotify now? You get it? Like they fly now, and he's on Spotify.
Oh no! I'm just reading a terrible news story. No, Joe Rogan just had Moff Gideon as the guest this week. He keeps on platforming these guys.
Joe, God.
Don't put Moff Gideon on. He's got the dark saber. He doesn't need the exposure.
Come
Already
on.
causes enough damage.
Boy.
Are they gonna? Are we gonna get any of the other Breaking Bad folks to show up with Giancarlo?
Maybe.
Or is that character any chance we're gonna see him even enter a restaurant that serves like fried birds? Maybe a porg. Los Porgos Bandidos.
Yeah. He brings just like a paper sack of like a couple of roasted porgs, just as like a fun wink, just as a fun wink.
There should be fan art of his character.
Let's get fan art of that.
Opening a Los Pollos Bandidos style restaurant.
I think it's Los
Pollos Hermanos. Porgos Hermanos. Yeah.
Porgos Hermanos is the name.
Yeah.
Someone make the fan art of Moff Gideon with a bag of Porgos Hermanos.
Yeah. Odenkirk would be great. Odenkirk would be so great on Mandalorian.
Would be great.
Odenkirk, I would love to see Odenkirk on the Mandalorian. Actually,
I'd love to see Odenkirk in a full-on Star Wars movie.
That'd be so good.
Wait, Anthony, here's the question: who do you want to be in a Star Wars movie or TV show that has not been? And it does not have to be just anybody.
Any performer you would like to see play in the Star Wars universe?
Because, like I'm saying, give me Goodman.
Oh,
yeah, I could see that. I'd love to see David Tennant show up as an alien of some kind or some sort of creature.
Yeah,
I'd love that. He'd be fun,
isn't he?
Isn't he?
Isn't he on one of the? Isn't he on one of the animated shows?
He's on an. Did he do an animated one?
I think he's on Rebels.
Is he on Rebels?
I think.
Did he do Rebels?
Rebel.
One of the comments is saying put Obama in a Star Wars, and I think I'd like to see Michelle Obama in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, he was Hu Yang in the Clone Wars. Yeah. That's right.
There you go.
I'd love to see Tova Feldsha in a Clone Wars.
Watto, I got great news for you.
What?
She's on Resistance.
Tova Feldsha's on Resistance. Is that true?
Here's the problem. See, and here is the problem.
I to pick the name most unlikely.
Like heavy recurring.
This is the problem of trying to pick somebody that you want to be in Star Wars that isn't in Star Wars. They either are, or they're about to be, or like they're 2 years away from.
Watto, can I tell you a fun story?
On Z, 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Watto, Tova Feldsha did ASCAT a few years ago. And at the beginning of this pandemic, I went to go text Watto and my mutual friend Tova Feldman. Excuse me, Tova Silberman.
Silberman.
And said, "Hey, how are you holding up? I know it's probably a rough time or whatever." Accidentally texted Tova Feldsha, and we had a lovely conversation.
Wow, that's so nice.
Lovely.
Hey, Patrick, sounds like it's maybe time to burn that motherfucking ass.
You want Tova on? I'll get Tova on.
Yeah, let's get Tova Feldsha on the George Lucas.
Gladly.
Especially now that I know she was on the
play the bumper, Patrick.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. We have a bumper for this. Hang on.
He's got a big ass.
No, that's my bumper ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony, I have a question. I mean,
I was going to say Watto gets another option since his has already happened. And I guess Anthony's does too.
Yeah.
But let's get them live action. Let's get Tova and Tennant maybe reprising their characters in live action in the way that many of these characters have crossed over in recent years.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
What are you looking at, George?
What?
What are you looking at?
I was just thinking about who would be people that I want to put in a Star Wars if I could put anybody in a Star Wars now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get Dick Van Dyke into Star Wars, everybody.
Oh, we got to do it.
Can we get Dick Van Dyke into Star Wars, please?
Tap dance on the table.
Tap dancing around in Star Wars.
Tron 53 is saying Danny Glover, and Danny Glover's not a bad one.
Danny Glover's a good one.
Donald Glover.
Oh, that says Donald. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I read it as Danny, and you know what? Let's get Danny in there. Michael Shannon.
Guys, do you feel like, I mean, this is fun. I like brainstorming these names, but it feels like maybe the energy is kind of shifted.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, right?
Does,
I mean,
does it feel a bit like maybe one of us is trying to juggle a bunch of stuff in his head right now in order to give answers?
Great.
No, but also it just feels like, you know, it's late. It's gotten late. You know, like the energy has hit a different point in the bell curve.
Yeah.
I think it's also like I'm a little melancholy because I'm realizing like this game's fun for you guys, but there was a long period of time where I was playing it for real. So I think it feels like
it wasn't a game.
Yeah, it wasn't a game to me. This is what I would do is I think, well, who should be in a Star Wars? And then I'd put them in a Star Wars. And now like it's not the same for me as it is for you guys.
But I think Watto's right. I do think that the energy has shifted, and it feels like maybe it's a different part of the show now. Now, Anthony, sometimes when we feel like the after show is done, sometimes it's time for something different.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's time for...
We're late at night now. We can have adult conversations.
George forgot the most important part.
What?
Oh, wait, I actually forgot. There's actually an updated one. Here we go.
Should I howl too?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So this is what we call George Lucas Talk Show After Dark, and there's not really a difference except it's a little more. It's a little more essential.
Yeah, and we can talk about other stuff. You know, we don't have to. We can shift gears. You know. Anthony.
Yeah.
I sometimes, like, because it's fun talking about Star Wars. Obviously, you like to talk about Star Wars. You're a fan. You're a fan, right? You're a fan.
Sure.
But sometimes I like thinking about movies that my buddy Steve made. Now, I've made movies with him, and I've helped him on a lot of his movies. We obviously work together a lot. But I'm a fan. Like I'm a Steve.
Did somebody say movies?
Oh no! Who is this?
Steve? Who is this? George, do you not recognize one of your own creations?
Oh no!
Oh boy!
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh
I bet
no!
You never thought that Halloween you'd get a visit from the Crystal Skull.
Oh no! Oh no!
You want knowledge?
Knowledge!
Wow. Crystal Skull loves to learn.
Happy Crystal Skull.
Happy Crystal Skull.
Happy Crystal Skull.
Happy Crystal Skull.
Is it okay if we just call you Chris?
Sure.
All right, Chris.
I guess, Anthony, what's your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
Crystal Skull.
Yeah, baby.
Good one.
This guy's got the knowledge.
What am I going to say? Wait, Patrick, the Crystal Skull is right in front of us. Don't say another Indiana Jones movie.
Hey, Crystal, I'm going to pull you really quick, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't talk about the other Indiana Jones movies in front of the Crystal Skull. That's rude.
But he's gone now. He's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, now that he's gone, it's now that he's gone, it's Temple of Doom. But like,
yeah.
Wow.
You can't just but when he's here, we all have to say Crystal Skull.
Who dares prefer Temple of Doom?
Oh no, we thought you were gone.
See, he might not even come back because of what you said.
No, Chris.
Right. I have so much knowledge. You can't hide anything from me.
That's right. Yeah.
Also, I had another tab open with Planet Scum.
Very good.
I've been watching all night.
Crystal Skull is smart.
Please call me Chris.
You do the Crystal Skull dirty.
Yeah.
And the Crystal Skull does not return.
No.
It's fine, Anthony.
Right.
What's your second favorite Indiana Jones?
Anthony, you're not looking them up, are you?
Anthony, what's your second favorite Indiana?
I heard what sounded like a space bar, and it made me feel like you were. Now he's gone.
Oh, he spaced himself out of here. I guess he couldn't handle
George,
it.
what's your
knowledge?
gentlemen? Please welcome back to the stream, expert streamer Anthony Carboni.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be back. Nothing's ever gone wrong, and nothing ever will.
Master streamer.
Master streamer.
Anthony, I believe Crystal Skull asked you what your second favorite Indiana Jones movie is.
Oh, second favorite Indiana
Number
Jones.
two.
Number 2, and it's way below Crystal Skull, obviously, is Temple of Doom.
Well,
My
this is
man,
making
my man loves a prequel. My man loves a prequel.
Loves a
Man
prequel.
loves a prequel.
now this is making me nervous because I'm gonna assume what number 3 is.
Are you?
Should I?
Should we say it on 3?
Yeah, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
This is what I assume your third favorite is and what your third favorite actually is.
Yes. You say what you assume, and I'll say what it is.
I'll do it too. What I assume and what I assume your third favorite actually is.
Yeah.
Okay.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3. Raiders.
The jazz episode of Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
That was a good one.
Indiana
That
Jones
was
and the
a
Mystery
good
of the
one.
Blues. Mystery of the Blues. He solved it.
Well, that makes me
Mystery of the
sad.
Blues.
That makes me sad
So
Why?
because that leaves
Connery-
out my favorite one. That leaves out Connery.
This is the way you pay tribute to Sean Connery by ranking his Indiana Jones movie last.
Patrick, we're trying to prevent you from laughing about Sean Connery's death on the stream because you're so twisted you laugh when people die.
Anthony, one time it was like 3 a.m. and we'd been going for like 12 hours and I busted in with some breaking news.
You said, "Guys, I have news," and he said it. He said it as if he'd found a big box of toys for us,
As if he discovered something that should be in a museum.
and we got very excited. We got very
Any
excited.
more-
I don't know.
Wonderful news, B.
Ennio
I know,
Morricone
Patrick.
died.
I wasn't there, but I have the knowledge.
Ennio Morricone had died.
Yeah,
And you were laughing about it.
he was like grinning
3
from ear
hours
to ear.
prior.
He couldn't believe.
Look
how
at
much-
him now. He's laughing now.
Tell me what
Stop
your
smiling.
what's your feud? What's your beef with Ennio Morricone? And is it similar to George's beef with BB-8?
Probably. I do want to say, Crystal Skull, can you change it to not flash every second? Maybe just be a solid blue? Because I'm nervous we're going to give someone a seizure.
Are you nervous about the power of the Crystal Skull?
I'm nervous. I don't want to give too much knowledge out.
Too powerful. And by the way, call me
Well,
Chris.
Since we're not talking about
Yeah,
my
Chris,
favorite
Patrick
Indiana
Conquest.
Jones, I am going to put this on. Since it's after dark time, we got my Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade Pepsi hat with
Oh, that's
And,
good.
and what should be known about this is that Pepsi ultimately did not get they did not land the promotion. So any Pepsi promotional gear that you can find for Indiana Jones Last Crusade is just prototype promotional gear.
Wow.
Very fun.
very fun. There's a lot of good stuff in here. There's a AM FM radio that
Still
I cannot open the battery pack.
Okay.
So I can't get in there.
Wow,
There's
maybe it is destined to be opened by someone who is worthy.
There's one of George's
Or maybe,
favorite.
maybe you will open the battery pack and your face will melt if you're secretly a Nazi, Patrick.
It's one of George's favorite items. A little
Pepsi watch.
digital Pepsi watch.
That's great.
Ooh, pretty good.
We got a little fanny pack,
Ooh.
and we got a little shirt right here.
I love it.
Yeah,
What's on the shirt?
it's pretty much the same thing. I don't want to unroll it because then I got rolled up. You know.
Well, I
Wow.
already do that because I have the knowledge.
Oh, no.
Chris, is there anything you know? Well, this is what I was going to start before you came here, Chris. I was actually talking about because you were in one of my buddy Steve's movies that I made with him, Crystal Skull. But I was going to ask Anthony because he obviously, I assume, also likes my buddy Steve's movies a lot.
That's why I came in. My skull ears were burning.
That's right. So I have a riddle for you, a question, and maybe you know the answer to this, Chris. So I'm thinking about, sometimes people will think like which two characters in, a Star Wars movie, if they got into a fight, who would win? Sometimes people play games like that. So I was thinking about characters in my buddy Steve's movies and who would win if they were in a match, a head-to-head matchup. Okay. All right. So I ask you this: who would win, E.T., the extraterrestrial, or Abraham Lincoln?
Both. So E.T. famously a pacifist.
Yeah.
Loves plants.
Abraham Lincoln. I think you'd be hard pressed to get them into a fight physically. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's a debate, a Lincoln Douglas style debate.
Oh, here's what's crazy is I think in a debate, actually E.T. wins because he's an empath. And he gets the audience on his side. I think it's probably E.T.
But Abraham Lincoln, he was smart. He figured out a strategy that involved sort of like team of rivals and how he could make a deal. He had to make certain deals. Don't you think there's a chance on Honest Abe if he just he could distract E.T. with like a trail of Reese's Pieces? He'd wander off to get those candies.
Yeah. So you're saying that this would be a fight. We're placing them into the 1980s then. This is an Abe Lincoln that's in the 1980s because they have Reese's Pieces.
People in the comments are pointing out something, and I went to Snopes to check it out. Is Abraham Lincoln in the Wrestling Hall of Fame? And he is.
Okay, wait, but there's a bigger story about Abraham Lincoln that the mainstream media won't report on.
Vampire hunter?
You should factor. Yes, he's a vampire hunter. Ooh. So if you're asking who would win in a fight, maybe the guy who's been trained to kill vampires over the guy who's been trained to touch plants.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't trained to touch plants. He just knew to touch plants.
Yeah.
He was a plant touching savant.
Now this is an interesting debate.
Chris,
teacher, Botanicus.
Chris.
Botanicus, he's canon. He's in E.T. the Green Planet, the sequel novel, and also the Universal Studios ride. Botanicus. Maybe you need some knowledge.
Chris, you're real
flashing.
I refuse to accept the E.T. ride as canon because E.T. could never say my name correctly, and I have a very common name.
That's how would he say your name? How would he do an impression of E.T. saying your name?
Yeah, I would get to the end. I remember, I would go, and it would be me and my sister, my little sister, and her name is Amanda, and he would be like, "Goodbye, Amanda. Goodbye, Annie." And I was like, the first time we went through, I was like, that was a mistake. Something malfunctioned. Every time I went on that ride, "Goodbye, Annie." And I was a huge ET fan. I loved that as a kid. He could not get my name right.
You ever have the cereal? You ever have ET cereal from General Mills?
I must have at some point. I cannot remember the flavor.
Remember it. Peanut buttery. It's chocolate looking, but it's peanut buttery flavor.
Oh, it looks like a cock and balls.
Yeah, it looks.
Hey guys, we got something. We got something from New Metal Respecter on Twitter. I'm gonna pull it up. Hang on 1 second. This is here we go. You ready? Hang on. I gotta play it again because Anthony gasped.
I'm looking for my walking cookies. 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 I'm looking for my walking cookies.
Now, what is that clip from?
I'm looking for my wife. I'm not sure what movie that's from.
Is that Frantic?
Let's see what if someone pops in and tells us. I'm not sure what movie it's from.
I couldn't tell where the edit points were.
It's a clean read.
It was clean. It was like that was like prequel style where it was like the eyes from one cut from one take, and the line read from another take. Like that was clean.
It was clean.
Anthony, believe it or not, this is not the first time we've brought up that exact concept tonight.
Because it's movie magic. Like it's clean. It's fucking clean.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah, you can eat off that take.
Wait, I want to talk to Chris for a few seconds.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
crystal.
sure.
I feel like I love this imaginary battle thing, but we have the crystal skull, like the keeper of all the knowledge right here.
I would beat anyone. Put me up against any Spielberg character. I would fucking win. I make Kate Blanchett's head explode with my knowledge.
What about Alan Alda in Bridge of Spies?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd fucking knowledge him to death. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
That guy's got 2 scenes sitting behind a desk.
But Alan Alda's a national treasure. Would you knowledge him to death?
Yeah, well, the greatest treasure is knowledge.
What about Peter Pan?
Remember?
What about Peter Pan?
I think that's what Indiana Jones said.
So are you saying that the only treasure that gets to survive is the greatest treasure?
Yes, that's what happens at the end of the movie. What were you asking, George?
What about Peter Pan and Hook?
I fucking dice him and slice him with my knowledge.
Wait, Chris.
Hang
on, Chris. I have another one from Hook, actually.
Okay.
What about the alleged couple of Carrie Fisher and George Lucas making out on a bridge in the far background of Hook?
I mean, wow. I not even I knew about that. That's a deep knowledge there. Is that real?
That's real.
Yeah, it's real. And Patrick Cotnoir is now the Crystal Skull.
What? No.
According to Crystal Skull rules.
No.
He beat you at knowledge.
Hey, Crystal, can you do me a favor?
Oh no, his light went out. His light went out, Patrick. You need a light to illuminate your new status.
Okay, I mean, hang on 1 second. Here we go.
All right.
Ooh, now Patrick is the Crystal Skull.
Patrick, now you are the Crystal Skull.
He looks the same to me.
Wow.
Yeah. Patrick, get a special light of some sort. I don't care if it takes you a minute to find it.
I mean, I feel like we should, Crystal. It's been nice knowing you, but can you go get Watto again? I feel like we're done with you.
No, I'm not done with Chris. Chris, let's treat our guests with a little bit more respect, Patrick.
Now that we've stolen all of his power,
don't from the fact that if you have the power of the Crystal Skull, we need a more special lighting than you just turning up. Anyone can do that. Just turning up their lights.
George, maybe Patrick should leave the stream for a second while he sets up a new light.
Yeah, go set up a new light. Make it fun.
Guys, I need to get my power back.
All right, we'll help you, Chris. I don't mind. I don't want Patrick having.
Can I tell you something? It was a fluke. It was a fluke. That was the one thing he's got on you. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. That's like literally the only thing I don't know. I have infinite knowledge. You have to understand. I haven't worked in like a decade. I haven't worked a single job since Crystal Skull. I'm sleeping on water.
Patrick, can you leave? No, that's not good enough. Patrick, a more fun light.
First of all, he's got to get.
I have a way that I think you can do it. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
If you offer Patrick, do you have any of Watto's Mandalorian fruit gummy snacks?
Of course.
All right. Patrick cannot resist a snack, even though he's famously diabetic.
Okay.
Offer him one of your packets of Mandalorian fruit gummy snacks. Pass it through from your screen to his screen.
Yeah.
In exchange for restoring your status as the Crystal Skull.
Okay. Give me a second.
Hey guys, did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
Chris. Okay. When Chris comes back in, he's audio only right now. Patrick, that just looks like.
What? It looks like I'm holding my ring light up above me? That's what it looks like?
No, but you
Patrick,
remember what
you have a new responsibility now, man. You're the arbiter of all knowledge. You can't give us a little something. I feel like you're not taking your job seriously.
Yeah, Anthony's right. He had a blue light that outlined his face. You don't have anything more fun?
No.
Come on, Patrick.
I don't think. Were you even prepared for this?
I didn't know. I wasn't expecting. I figured Crystal Skull. He's gonna have this knowledge forever.
Wow. You must have a fun little goofy colored light somewhere in there.
Is it a good idea or a bad idea?
Good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good idea.
It's good.
Does this involve fire?
Yeah. I mean, you're the Crystal Skull now. You tell me. Is that good or bad idea?
Patrick, don't set your beard on fire.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you're the Crystal Skull now.
What were you doing? What were you spraying?
Patrick, you can't. Patrick, you're doing a bad job with all the knowledge in the universe right now, man.
Patrick, it must be overwhelming to have this much knowledge. It's shutting you down. You're not built for it.
I can't think straight. I'm hearing all the
You don't have any lights that are a different color than just bright light. You don't have anything that lights up red or blue or green. A purple light. Do you have any gels?
No.
Do you have a
Patrick? While you have Patrick, let me ask you this: while you have all the knowledge in the universe, this maybe we can help you focus in and get control of your power.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's my question for you: Shanghai Noon or The Crew?
Oh, Shanghai Noon.
I've never seen either.
You haven't seen Shanghai Noon, Patrick?
No, I'll probably say The Crew. I imagine aged better.
No.
You haven't seen Shanghai Noon?
No.
This guy took my fucking power and he hasn't even nooned?
This dude doesn't even noon.
Do you noon, Patrick?
I don't noon.
Tell me you've at least been knighted.
I haven't been knighted. Do you want your power back, Chris?
Yeah, that's all I want. I was looking for fruit snacks to try to trick you.
Do you have any fruit snacks? That's how I'll give it back if you give me a fruit snack.
I might go back to looking for them.
I mean,
it's crazy because I have so many here, and he can't even find one.
He hid them so deeply in his apartment that he can't find them.
Even in my KFC episode 1 cup.
No, everybody's very worried about whether I am now the Crystal Skull. I am not. I simply asked for an opinion.
Yes.
I did not give an answer that the Crystal Skull could not give.
Yeah. Patrick, that's a chicken bucket, not a cup, right?
I mean, where's the ending between cups and buckets, George?
Wow.
Whoa.
For a skull baby.
Because if you think about, like, you go to a 7-Eleven, you can get a 128-ounce cup. That's a bucket.
That's a bucket.
That's a small bucket.
If you get a 128-ounce cup, that might be a bucket.
You cannot be the arbiter of all knowledge in the universe. We cannot allow this.
You made a list about your cup,
George.
It might be a bucket.
If you think your cup might be too big to be a cup, it might be a bucket.
If you leave your cup out in the rain to catch all the raindrops, it might be a bucket.
If your cup has a strap on top of it, it might be a bucket.
I truly don't know where these fucking fruit snacks are. I had like
It's because you've lost your power. It's because you've lost your power.
Unfortunately,
I'm aimless. What?
Unfortunately, I can't trade back then.
You don't even like the job. You're doing it poorly and you're clearly not enjoying it. You're like Trump. You're just holding on to this title out of spite.
Well, all right. Let me hang on to it for this week, and maybe like Trump, I'll give it up. Maybe not. We'll see how the week goes.
You want me to come back? You want me to be recurring?
You cannot steal power from the Crystal Skull and make me think about the election, Patrick. That's fucked.
That's fucked, Patrick. You're making us think about Trump. That's the only knowledge we don't want to have.
That's fucked.
You're forcing me into a 2-episode arc?
Guys, I know who wins.
Oh God! Don't even. You
can't handle this knowledge, Patrick.
I know.
You don't have the experience. I've been a Crystal Skull for thousands of years. You've been at one for 10 minutes. You cannot hold on to that knowledge.
It's all up here, baby. It's all up here.
Okay, Patrick, take Anthony and George off the screen for a second.
Yep. Hang on 1 second. Hey, Chris. How are you, Chris?
Patrick, they cannot handle Jill Stein winning. That will blow their minds.
Oh, Chris, I have a question. Now that I have all of your knowledge, do you remember everything?
Don't rub it in.
You still remember everything now that I have all of your knowledge.
And I remember a good amount of it. Yeah, some of it. I can't remember where I put the fucking fruit snacks. I had like 10 of them.
Yeah, I know.
Plato's apartment's a fucking mess.
That's really a shame because I would give it back easily.
Yeah,
But without the fruit snacks, it's like, what are we even doing?
Well, it's not my fault. I'm just a squatter.
Chris, I'm gonna bring him back in. Is that okay?
Yeah, just don't tell him about Jill Stein.
I won't tell him about Jill Stein.
Patrick!
Sorry, what about? Just what did you guys work this out? I mean, what's going on?
This guy cannot handle the knowledge, and I'm losing my fucking mind over here.
Flip up your very cool sunglass visor when you talk to us, Patrick. How dare you?
You're diabetic. You wouldn't even enjoy the snacks, and you have some of your own.
Patrick. Oh, Patrick. Don't eat that, Patrick.
Patrick.
You are famously diabetic.
This is no. Now he's high on the power, George.
Well, here's why I think that Patrick is part of. This has been a big week for Patrick because in addition to getting this knowledge this week, Patrick was mentioned for the first time in the New York Times. He also was mentioned for the first time on the Muppet Wiki.
Whoa, that is a huge time in a young man's life.
Yeah.
George, what was that first thing we were mentioned on?
The New York Times.
The George Lucas Talk Show, recommended by the New York Times.
I want individuals to be informed so they make the right decision.
Hey, Bryson, can we get Bryson back in here?
Bryson, come back.
Bryson. Hey, Bryson, how are you?
Good.
Hey, you can you don't call me Patrick anymore. You can refer to me as Crystal Skull now.
Okay, Chris. Yeah.
We have a New York Times bumper, but we don't have a Muppet Wiki bumper.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually back at home now. The Bumper Factory, it's been established, is not open after dark.
Oh, but Bryson, do you have the keys? Do you have the keys to the Bumper Factory?
Wait, hold on. Patrick, does he have the keys to the Bumper Factory, Crystal Skull?
Have the keys to the Bumper Factory, but here's the thing. It's not open after dark, but it will be open if we go back into the after show. So
the after show is like sassy, right? I mean, this is when things get unbuttoned.
If it doesn't end in the next 30 seconds, I could see it going for hours.
Okay, what about this? I got bagel chips.
Hey, Crystal Skull, we're actually back in the after show.
Yeah. You didn't know that because you don't have knowledge anymore.
You don't have the
I'm
knowledge.
so sorry.
That doesn't affect me that much, though. I'm just saying. What if I give you some roasted garlic bagel chips for the knowledge back?
Now I have the taste for these.
Chris, it'll only work if
I mean,
something you can pass through this.
What am I supposed to know? We're back in the after show if I don't have any fucking knowledge left.
Crystal
That's my
Skull.
only move.
Chris, hang on one sec. Bryson, we need a Muppet Wiki bumper.
Bryson, we also need a bumper of you sneaking back into the Bumper Factory after dark.
Yeah, because the audience is gonna have to know. We don't want them to get lost. You know what I mean?
So if we're in the after show, that means the Bumper Factory's open again, Bryson?
Well, not until the bumper. Sorry, guys, just had to clock in.
All right.
I'm just realizing.
Yeah.
We turned back the clock.
Uh-huh.
You did.
It's the opposite of daylight savings hour. That means I've got a second chance. We're back before Patrick stumped me.
That's right. We went back in time. That's right.
I'm not sure why it destroyed him, but I guess it did, and he's gone forever now.
He'll be
I
back.
fucking Kate Blanchett his ass.
Yeah, ancient knowledge is a real motherfucker. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it blows your brain out.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys know that there's a scene in Hook where you can see George and Carrie Fisher making out in the background?
There is, but it's so far unconfirmed. George, would you like to confirm that, or are we leaving that? You'll confirm it?
Yeah, smoochy booches.
That's some hot fucking knowledge.
We also got George to say his famous catchphrase too. Snoochie
Well, that's my
booches.
friend Kevin's catchphrase. I recently became friends with Kevin Smith.
Oh, congrats! That's almost as good as being on the Muppet Wiki.
It really is. I'm part of the View Askew universe.
Hey guys, are we starting soon?
Oh no, Patrick's gone back months in time. He's in the Arliss.
He's back in the Arliss
on a timeline.
We're on like, what are we on? Like season 4?
Oh my God, we've
Patrick
inadvertently regarding Henry'd him.
We've regarding Henry. Patrick is moving backwards and backwards, forgetting more and more, regarding more and more.
I don't know what's going on.
Patrick,
oh my God.
Go to your freezer and see if you have any Ritz crackers in your house. Do you have any Ritz crackers?
I'll go check.
All right. Oh,
George, what's the Ritz cracker play here?
that's regarding Henry. That's how. That's the big plot point regarding Henry. JJ put that in there. He starts drawing pictures of Ritz crackers, and they don't know why. Sorry to spoil regarding Henry. Anybody in the chat?
No. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. I definitely knew that.
But people who are in the chat.
Wait, did George Lucas just become the Crystal Skull?
God damn it!
Oh no! Oh no! I don't want to be. I don't want to be there. Oh no!
You'll just.
George, I have Triscuits.
Right.
I have club crackers.
Oh my God. Patrick, the fact that you have multiple brands of crackers in your house.
I've got breadcrumbs and I've got Texas toast croutons.
Hey George, can I make a request? Can I make a request, please?
Hold
do you have
on,
any sort of Do you have any sort of special lighting? Just slightly better than regular lighting, if you could. Anything that
fun
would,
if possible.
Yeah.
You're gonna take away my knowledge, George. At least look good while doing it.
Yeah.
Can't believe it happened 2 times one fucking night. This is
I've
never known it something before.
You're really off your game. Are you just like out of practice? Are you not used to being on camera? Do you not normally do live?
It's like fucking COVID brain fog, man. What?
Hang on one second. I know Bryson, Anthony, you and I hung out in January. I know George. I don't know Crystal Skull.
Have you ever seen the movie Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Yeah, Mutt Williams.
Yeah, but then what happens at the end of the movie?
The monkeys.
Later.
Fire ants.
Yeah.
When they go to the titular kingdom.
Yeah, the water. All the water falls on him, and it looks like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
I'm the motherfucking Crystal Skull. The real treasure was knowledge. Does none of this ring a bell?
Hey Patrick.
Hang on, you talking about? Hang on one sec, George. Crystal Skull. Are you talking about that guy's vodka, the pilot from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Dan Aykroyd, his vodka?
Don't get me started on Dan Aykroyd. That guy has been lifting my brand for years.
Remember when I asked you to make your lighting fun and you really struggled to do it?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, thank God.
I don't remember that, George. I don't know what you're talking about.
Damn it.
Look how much fun. Look how much fun I made. This is how you fucking do it, man. You want to have to be the Crystal Skull? You want to have that knowledge? You better have some fun lighting ready to go. Yeah, this is a whole new ball game.
Wow.
Who else thought George had fire? Because it looked like fire for a bit.
Well, here's the thing. I think I know how I can get Patrick back to our current timeline, and it's to shock him with knowledge that will be so surprising to him. And I'm thinking, well, it's hard because this is a guy who just got his first New York Times listing. This is a guy who just got listed on the Muppet Wiki. You know, what's going to surprise him? What's going to shock him? Well, what would you say if I told you that Patrick already had a listing that has been there for a long time and he has not known about it on the Indiana Jones Wiki?
Wait, what?
Whoa!
What?
It's a whole wiki page all about Indiana Jones's adventures with rats.
That's amazing.
I have to show my respect. You've used your knowledge responsibly.
And now I pass the knowledge back to you, Crystal Skull.
What?
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Hold on.
The kiss of knowledge.
The kiss of knowledge. All right. Go right up to the edge. All right.
The sexiest kiss of all. It's even sexier than the kiss on the bridge and Hook.
That one gave the bridge and Hook a run for its money. And now Patrick's back.
Patrick, we're in the after show.
He's gone forward. He's in After Dark.
Oh no!
Oh, we gotta catch up. We need the bumper to catch up, Bryson. We need the
catch
bumper
up.
to catch up.
Bryson, we need the catch-up bumper.
We're late at night now. We can have adult conversations.
So I think if I went forward, I think that means I have the crystal skull power again.
No, I don't think you do, Patrick. We tied that knot. We tied that off story-wise.
And also, guys, I hate to break it to you, it's after dark. I gotta clock out.
Oh no, this is
Bryson, did you make the bumper where you sneak back into the bumper factory?
I mean, it really lingers.
It does, and
Really
I love it.
lingers.
I love it.
Wait a second. Wait a second. There's one thing I know to be true. This show has just surpassed an Irishman.
Whoa!
How's that for some knowledge?
My first time on the show, and we Irishmen?
We Irishmen. We Irishmen, yeah. Pretty crazy.
I love it. I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be a part of it. My first one, and we Irishmen.
But Anthony, something you don't know is that when we Irishmen, which we try to do it. We usually take a little trip because sometimes, Anthony, it feels good to be Vlad.
Vlad.
Yeah.
It did feel good to be alive.
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
I mean, it probably is a good time.
Georgie's talking. Georgie missed him talk.
Did the force hand.
Let me hear.
Force hand.
Let me hear that little guy.
I mean, I knew that he did that. I knew that it happened.
I don't know if he'll force hand again if I don't have the wrist thing. I have to cycle through everything.
And we've got time.
Hey, Anthony, do you know if there's any Crystal Skull merch coming up soon?
You know, I'm not privy to that sort of information. I can't imagine there wouldn't be, but you know.
Hey,
you're saying
there's
there's
no much of it 12 years ago, and then there's really been a drought since then. Oh, look at the hand!
Oh, that's so good.
Anthony, you're saying there's no Professor Harold Oxley Black series coming out?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not aware of any plans. The refrigerator. I think the refrigerator playset is coming.
You want to hear? You want to hear how good I am at burns?
Yeah, more than anything.
All right. So Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade comes out, ties off the trilogy, the original first 3 of the Indiana Jones series.
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
They named the dog Indiana.
Pepsi Cola puts in a bid, ambitious bid, to be the official cola of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They make a fanny pack. They make a visor with shades that drop down. They make an AM/FM radio. They make a shirt that's so tightly rolled that Patrick's not even willing to unroll it. They wanted it bad. Pepsi wanted that so bad they could taste it, and it tasted like Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
Did it taste like Pepsi from the can or Pepsi from the fountain?
Pepsi from the fountain.
Damn. Damn.
Shit, I knew
For a
that.
while there, one of the possibilities for Indiana Jones 4 was the Fountain of Youth. Maybe that fountain would have run with Pepsi.
The ultimate brand.
But it wasn't enough that I said no after they made all that sweet prototype merch for Pepsi. When it comes time to make a 4th Indiana Jones movie, my buddy Steve, my buddy Harrison, they say, what's it going to be about? I said, I know what it's going to be about. It's going to be about the Crystal Skull. They're like, why, George, why? And I said, well, there's a lot of reasons, but what I didn't tell him was it was a message. Because what's one of the most embarrassing failures in the history of the Pepsi Cola Corporation?
Crystal Pepsi. And
It's a
I
little
knew
message.
that.
Little message from GL to the Pepsi Cola Corporation. You
Yeah.
never have Indiana Jones, and I'll never let you forget it.
They might as well take their ball and go home. Jeez.
That's right. They got the message. Oh, it's the Crystal Skull.
Here, George. Here's what the shirt looks like.
Oh, you unrolled it?
I unrolled it because I knew you wanted to see it.
I do want to see it.
now.
Hang on.
If that shirt was made with a long Twitter thread, I'd go to one of those unroll tweeters.
Yeah.
Unroll, please.
There we
Unroll
go.
these
Look,
threads.
you can like grab me by the
Oh, it's like a full-on safari shirt.
full-on safari gear.
Let's get some
Okay.
fan art of people grabbing Patrick by the.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at
You
me.
look like you're ready for a little adventure, pal.
I got my lunchbox right here.
You got your AM/FM radio?
Got my AM/FM radio to listen to some tunes. We're gonna.
Yeah, the boogie woogie, beautiful boy, boogie. That'd be era appropriate music you'd be listening to.
Yep, era appropriate, lyrically wrong music that I'd be listening to.
We don't have the rights to those lyrics. That's why I did. You want me to sing the copyrighted lyrics, Patrick?
Yes, I do.
You want me to start singing songs that we don't have the rights? We built this city. Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
We
there you
built
go,
this
George.
city on rock and roll.
That's
That
what I
was-
was hoping you would start with.
Anthony, that's one of the songs that when I was pitching Strange Magic,
Strange
that's one of the
Magic,
songs that was on my iPod.
But that
And I
makes sense. They're your friends because they were in the holiday special, George.
And I pitched, that's one of the, when I was pitching that movie to people, that for real is one of the songs that I mentioned. And didn't ultimately make it into the final movie, but we changed that movie a lot as we went along. But I said, these fairies in the woods, they could sing songs like, we built this city. Da-na-na-na. We built this city on rock and roll. Built
Now, did
this
that
city.
wind up in Trolls World Tour?
I mean, yeah, I see
Wind up
Trolls
using-
World.
Did they wind up
Trolls
using
World
that?
Tour is basically strange. Everything Strange Magic was supposed to be.
We built this city on Trolls World Tour. Built this city.
Yeah.
Trolls World Tour wishes it was Strange Magic. You can tell them I said that.
Shots fired at
Yeah.
Pepsi, at Trolls World Tour.
Yeah.
Anything
Trolls
can
World-
happen this week.
Trolls World Tour? What's her problem?
I don't
That's
know
what
what
I
that
said,
means.
Trolls World Tour. Trolls World Tour doesn't deserve to watch Strange Magic.
Killed the theater industry. Strange Magic didn't do that.
Strange Magic opened on 3,000 screens. How many did Trolls World Tour open on?
Like 4 drive-ins.
A bunch of drive-ins, and then South Korea probably got to see it, right?
Yeah, probably.
Can I tell you? Can I tell y'all what one of my favorite things, one of my weirdest favoritist things about this whole year, about 2020, is like driving around and seeing all of like the bus advertisements and billboards that are frozen in time. Because in LA, about 50% of the advertisements on the road right now are still for Quibi. It's all Quibi all the time out here in LA. Still, it's Quibi time.
I was driving yesterday. And saw a Catch Onward only in theaters, which I thought was great.
Yeah, any day now.
Any day.
This is a question I asked myself a lot.
What is it, Crystal Skull?
I think Onward actually did outgross Strange Magic in 10 days of release.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's probably true. Let me look.
We'll catch up.
People weren't ready for Strange Magic yet.
They weren't. No, here's a mental exercise I like to play. How long of a gap is there going to be until Sonic the Hedgehog is dethroned as the final movie to make $100 million at the box office?
I hope never.
Hey, George.
Right now, we're going on 8 months.
Yeah.
Hey, George, how much did Strange Magic make worldwide?
I don't remember the totals. I know it was not a lot of money. It's less than I owe Anthony right now.
It was $13,603,453. How much do you guys think Onward made worldwide?
Now, see, if only we knew somebody who does this sort of thing all the time and is pretty spot on with it.
I mean, I have infinite knowledge, but the accounting was kind of messy on that one because of the whole pandemic.
Right.
So I'd estimate like 120 million worldwide. I feel like it did like 60 domestic.
George?
I don't want to say.
No, just make a guess, George.
I don't know what a lot of money is anymore.
That's true. You just gave me $1 billion to guess you were wearing a watch.
Yeah.
Anthony, what's your number?
I'm going to go 150. I'm going to go 150 million.
Okay, so closest without going over. Crystal Skull, $141,306,360. George, it made more money domestically.
60?
It made 61,555,145.
So I was pretty much on the nugget domestic.
Pretty close.
Yeah, and like you said, this year is a strange year for accounting. So that's still probably infinite knowledge.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely infinite knowledge can't be tested. Don't come at me,
but
bro.
how many of those are boys going to see it? I made Strange Magic for girls.
That's true.
That's the problem. Yeah.
That's the problem is there is only 13 girls get to see movies every year. They're chosen by a special committee, and they all chose Strange Magic, but the rest of the year only boys get to see movies.
By your math, they were all millionaires. They paid $1 million a ticket. I made 13 million. That's not nothing.
That's not nothing.
It's nothing.
I mean, look,
I can't lie and honestly tell you with a straight face that $13 million is a lot of money. It's not. I try to do it. I can commit to a comedic bit, but $13 million just doesn't even count as money.
George, Bring Noise made a mama cat holding me by the shirt. So grabbing on the shoulder.
Yeah, and hands.
Can I say, in George's defense, there's a good chance that Strange Magic and Onward gross the exact same amount in girl dollars.
That's true.
It's true. We'll never know.
Patrick, can you look up girl dollars?
Yeah, hang on one second. I think
go to Box Office Mojo and check off the box for girl dollars.
Yeah, let's see. Hang on one second. I can tell you that it made $49,000 in Turkey.
Okay.
I mean, that's not direct correlation,
but it's close. It's gonna be close.
It's close.
I can tell you that the Shaun the Sheep movie is listed as a similar movie.
Okay. All right, Patrick. Well, you did your best. That website needs an overhaul, in all honesty.
It's not my fault. Listen, IMDb bought him, and then it just went straight to hell. You know,
guys. I want to savor this because we're having fun right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'll leave me an option next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We might look back at how we were having fun talking about Shaun the Sheep. a week from now, we may not be able to have such merry times.
We might not be able to have
I
sheep.
mean, no spoilers, but I think you guys are gonna be pretty shocked by what happens this week.
It turns out that something was a wrong prediction, right, Chris? Chris.
It turns out something was a wrong prediction. Yeah, I can confirm that some predictions will be proven wrong this week. I won't say which ones were proven wrong.
Talk about a little twist.
I'll talk about it.
Wow.
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 You guys vote yet?
Yeah.
I don't believe in it.
I mean, look, there's never been an election where it matters less.
Yeah.
This is a really low stakes one.
That's the thing. Is like I'll come out like on a year that it matters. Like I'll come out. Like I'll come out. Like I don't want to say that I won't come out and vote.
Let's ask for real. If there's anybody, how many people do we have watching right now, Patrick?
We have 302 people watching right now.
Has everybody voted?
Right. If you have voted, say Y. If you have not voted, say N.
Oh, I think meant like give the reason why you voted.
No, I just want Y.
If you have voted, say why. I'm
now,
like,
now of the people that are saying N, because I see a few, are you planning on voting, or are there any of you that are not planning on voting? Because maybe this can be our last ditch urge for you to vote. We can figure.
One of
it
the
out.
people who said no is named Release Detours, and I'll tell you this: if this election goes the wrong way, Detours is never getting released.
Yeah, yeah.
But you won't say which one that is.
No, I'll say if Trump gets elected, you'll never see Detours.
He will personally ban it. I will say, jokes aside, it is somewhat heartening seeing how many people watching the show right now voted early.
Yeah,
that is a
Some of
pretty
them might be-
unusual event. To have
Some of them might be
millions of
international.
people
They might be.
Yes, and a lot of
places where they
people
can't
are
vote.
saying. A lot of people are saying international. A lot of people are saying we'll be voting Tuesday. Can't do early voting. So these are good.
Yeah, no, I do. I love seeing it, and I saw the stat this morning where like in most states, early voting has eclipsed total voting in 2016 for those states, and I love seeing that. That made me very, very, very happy.
Look, as Sharpling saying right now, we got to follow Patrick's lead and hashtag rat the vote.
We gotta rat the vote.
I'm glad that Sharpling is stuck through this whole thing. I'm glad that he's still here.
I knew he would.
You did?
I knew it. I know everything. Don't come at me, bro.
If anyone wants
can't
to
be
do,
tested.
if anyone wants to do some fan art of Darth Voter, and it's Darth Vader, but he's voting, and he's like, Trump's
good.
too mean. Trump's too mean. Even I can't vote for him.
Yeah,
makes you think.
It does make
And
you
just
think.
spread it around. Spread it around. I think that's a funny burn on Trump. Right?
Yeah, I think it's good. That's
too
Crystal
mean
Pepsi
even
level
for-
burn.
Even for Darth Vader to vote for.
Someone is saying, I'm a poll worker. I really hope everyone early voted. I cannot handle a busy day. So let's say this. If you have not early voted and you're able to tomorrow, go tomorrow.
Yeah,
Go tomorrow. It's going to be a mess otherwise.
Right.
So let's just do what we can.
I will
and
say I'm
don't-
surprised that's not a comment from you, Patrick. That sounds like your attitude. Please
And
don't
hey,
give me more work to do.
I'm gonna say in most states, I'm gonna say if you've got a mail-in ballot sitting on your table, let's go ahead and bring that to a drop box or a polling place.
Absolutely.
Let's
bring it to a polling place. If
let's
possible.
not not pop that one in the old mailbox anymore.
Absolutely not. Fuck Jar Jar DeJoy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll say this: Crystal Skull had a mail-in ballot, an absentee ballot.
Mhm.
He went to go bring it to the drop box yesterday for a happy hollow vote, and they went, no line if you want to just come in and do the vote. And it was nice. It was like a surprise to have the option, you know. So it's sort of like win-win. You fill it out. At the very least, you drop it off, no hassle. But then maybe there's the chance, no lines, you can walk right in, do the damn thing.
Now, Crystal, you're registered in New York?
I mean, no, I absentee ballot.
Yeah, but they let you vote in person, so I figured you'd have to be registered there.
I'm from upstate originally. Yes, I'm staying here with Watto at the Dakota.
Oh, where are you?
Where in New York are you from? Albany or Rochester? Where from?
Ithaca.
Ithaca.
Ithaca. I hear Ithaca's gorgeous. That's what I hear.
I see the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun shirt.
If we ever, you know what we should all do? The four of us.
What?
We should take a trip back to Crystal Skull's house.
Oh.
Once this is like back to normal.
Oh, when we're back, Crystal. I mean, that's very rude, Patrick, to invite yourself to Crystal Skull's house. But then again, Chris, you probably knew he was going to ask that, right?
Yeah, he knew.
I mean, I haven't been back there since this all started.
Do you own property up there, Chris?
I lease.
You lease property, or you have property that you lease to other people?
Both.
Wow, impressive.
Do you have any family up there? We just want to get to know you a little bit, Chris, before we wrap up for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't you seen the movie? There's like a ton of crystal skulls. We all like sit around in chairs in a circle.
What are the conversations like with your family when you all already know everything? How does that go?
It's rough. It's really just like we're all just kind of grasping at straws. It's because it's like some weather, right? And it's like, yeah, I know. You read that story in the New Yorker? Yeah, I didn't even have to read it. I know what it said.
What is existence like for you, Chris? It sounds like maybe you've gotten a little bored of knowing everything. As much as you wanted to keep your power, it sounds like it's kind of frustrating for you.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, but the alternative's even worse. I mean, it's why I got such a kick when George called me up and was like, "You want to be in this movie?" And I was like, "Okay, this is like at least something new."
Yeah.
Right. And I thought like that might be fun. This is such a big film. If this launches my acting career, and then I can play characters who don't know everything.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe that's the best of both worlds.
Chris, I'm not actively, well, I do still make movies, but they're just private movies. I don't show really to anybody.
Yeah.
Would you be interested? And this is a role that I think you'd be really good at, but I think it would be a real test of your ability as an actor. Okay. Would you be interested in starring in the main role in a reboot of Regarding Henry?
Whoa, we were. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you'd have to play a character who loses all of his knowledge.
I would love nothing more than the acting challenge of pretending that I forgot.
But then in the end, you learn
what a
who
gift.
You really are. You learn.
Crystal,
you get a different kind of knowledge.
Crystal, can I propose something?
What?
Would you be willing to lend me your knowledge for the week just to see what it was like while you prepare for this role?
Also, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what JJ did to me. I'm going to have you get run through with a samurai sword halfway through it.
What?
That's right. See how he likes it.
My son is going to kill me at the end of the movie.
Your son's going to run you through. It'll be set in New York, same as Regarding Henry, the original. But I'm gonna just for a prank on JJ, I'm going to have your son run you through with a samurai sword halfway through.
People are going to be so fucking pissed that you take off the table the potential of seeing Henry and Annette Bening's character in the same scene in the sequel. They'll complain for years. Absolutely. Now there's no way to get both of them in the same scene.
Yeah, the big Henry fans out there are going to lose their fucking mind.
Absolutely.
The blogs are going to go crazy.
Henry head.
Yeah. But I don't do this to be popular. Sometimes it's just the right choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Strange Magic.
Like Strange Magic. Now, Crystal, there's a question still on the table. Patrick's asking whether you'll lend your knowledge for the week.
This is a role I can't turn down. I haven't booked in 12 years. I've been looking for any part, and this one sounds juicy as shit. So yeah, I think if I'm gonna take on this role, I gotta go full method. I gotta drop my knowledge for a week. Not just these little spurts of quickly getting bested by you guys on sort of low-key movie trivia. I need a full week of forgetting so I could properly conjure it for the role.
I think it'll just be good for you in general. Forget the role. It sounds like it might be something you need, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, especially this week coming up. You guys have no fucking idea what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to remember any of this shit.
All right. Now you saw how we. Oh, there we go. No, but make him Darth Vader.
Yeah, write the word Darth and then put an R at the end of vote.
Or give him like a little "Hello, my name is" badge.
That's a good note.
Or caption at the bottom, Darth Vader.
I just want to make it clear.
Is the reason for it.
George, if you're making me a straight offer,
yeah,
to star in regarding Henry, the memory falls back asleep. I gotta take that off.
Yeah. All right, that's good. We established that. I'm just worried, Patrick, that you don't have a fun way of doing lighting still.
We'll figure it out, George.
Will we?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I was hoping we could see the knowledge transfer now, but you just have no fun way of lighting yourself, do you?
Hang on. Hey, Skull.
Yeah.
Give me a little transfer.
Transfer power?
Yeah.
Think you can handle this?
I think I can.
You're gonna have to do uppy downy.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Yeah.
I see what you were going for. You were going for like a little bit of a Freaky Friday thing there where it's like all flashy and now it's yours. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. I was doing most of the heavy lifting there. I was doing the flashy shit. What did he do? He turned off a light.
No content there.
Yeah, come on. I was doing all the wind up.
He was doing a little bit of like temperature change there. It was all right. It was all right.
It was all right. Let's not give it any more credit than that. It was all right.
How's that?
There it was. There it is.
There it is, Patrick.
How's
Why
that?
were you holding out on me this whole time?
Because I just figured out how to do it.
Okay. All right.
Now you're the crystal skull, baby.
All right. Now we're going. Oh man, this week's gonna be great.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel listen, honored not just to be here on an evening where you went full Irishman and beyond, but also at a night where so many things were accomplished. We brought the Crystal Skull back to Hollywood after so many years.
And I think we had a great time with you, Anthony and George. I think it's probably time to start wrapping up.
I think it absolutely is.
Anthony, do you want to plug anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata comes out every week. It's called We Have Concerns. You can catch me on the Star Wars Show, which is youtube.com/Star Wars. And then also check out Bright Spot Live. We're going to be doing another episode soon. It was entirely for charity. We raised about $40,000 for direct relief, and we're hoping to do some more good over the holidays. So follow everything there.
Absolutely. Chris, you have anything you need to plug?
Regarding Henry, the memory falls back asleep. Check that out. Coming what? You think in 21, Q1 21? Or do you think it's gonna take longer in the post-production?
Well, we're never gonna release it. It's one of my private movies.
Oh, fuck.
You knew that before, but that was before you passed the knowledge over.
I'm so sorry.
God damn it. Okay.
It's all right. No, it'll be good. I make a lot of movies that aren't shown to very many people.
Well, look forward to knowing that we made the movie without watching. Because knowledge is the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. There's your Darth Vader sign. George, now the chat is asking for a little pep talk while we wrap up. Can you give them that?
All right. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if this is a pep talk, but we're going to learn a lot this week. We've been talking about knowledge. And
knowledge.
And my hope is that everybody is going to do everything they can over the next couple days to try to make things better. Now, there's no guarantee of a good outcome right away. Could be a long week. Could be some twists and turns in the narrative. And the hope is that this will end up being a good week, and that we'll start to make a change. If that doesn't happen, that's going to be very hard. It's going to be a lot to deal with. But then if that happens, we're all going to be able to, we'll all have to take some time and figure out what the next move is, because there's always the next move. That's the one thing that history has taught us, is that times are tough throughout history, but every tough time eventually finds its way, hopefully. Not for everybody, but I do think the arc of history, as I say, bends towards justice. That's the hope. But you have to work for it. You have to work for it. So if you know somebody who hasn't voted, who can vote, try to get them to do their part. Try to get, even if you think you've done your part, maybe there's someone that you know who you can convince. Every little bit helps. This is going to be, I hope it won't be close. I hope it won't be close at all, and we can send a big message. But even in the worst scenario, we will learn something about ourselves and the place that we live. That's what's scary, is that we're going to learn something this week, and we are hoping that we're going to learn the thing that we want to learn. If we don't, we'll be learning something else, and that'll be something we'll really have to deal with. But even if we get the good outcome, we still have to reckon with it doesn't solve our problems. It's going to be a long road no matter what. But even in the worst outcome this week, what that will tell us is that we have more work to do. In the worst case scenario this week, we will just learn something very painful. That means that there is more work yet to be done. But there's work to be done in either scenario, good or bad. May the force be with you always.